Could be toilet.
Hello. Oh god, that was the first thing everyone heard. Hello everyone and welcome to Ellseworld. Welcome to session 27. I'll get us right into a recap and explain what the fuck Ellseworld is in a little bit, but first we're going to introduce our lovely players. Starting with the lovely player on my right here.
Hello.
Just before you get into it, I always forget to do this. I've also given them all a question for them to answer. And the question this week is, if your character could swap bodies for one day with anyone you've met so far in this adventure, who would it be and why? Yes, the player on my right.
Hello, I'm the player on the right. I'm Kane. I will be playing Reed Bogwater. They're a tiny little fairy that looks like they're made of leaves. They're kind of horrific looking. Look for them in the bottom right. The art for that was done by the wonderful Anna Obrecker, or Said Idiot, on Instagram, Twitter, and I think Tumblr. I don't know, go to Instagram, or just check the links down below for all of the artists. Reed is a druid, as I said, and as a result of that, they can only turn into things that are flesh. So they would probably want to turn into any of the constructs we've met so far. T-Squared is a top contender, but obviously Coroner is a pretty interesting looking creature too. So anything metal, Reed would like to turn into.
Nice.
What up? My name's Dan. I'm playing Quinn. They are a changeling enchantment wizard. Last session they got dicked down big style. If they could swap bodies with anyone we've met in the campaign, it would probably be either Oriax or Gideon. I'm talking one of the fucking dragons. They can change into other humanoids, so they'd want to experience something that is just entirely different scale.
Yeah.
Quite literally, pun not intended. The art was done by Michaelis_Melshoot or Michaelis Melshoot on Instagram. Go and check them out. They have safe for work and not safe for work art, which is everything. Check it out.
Hello, everyone. I've lost track of time completely, and I'm going to be playing Appleby Oakwood. He is a bard made out of soil, would you believe? Earth Genassi's what some people are saying. If he could turn into any one that we've met so far in the campaign, it is a toss-up between Payet DeWet, the goblin fisherman. He seems to have a nice life. Or one of the scurrying rat boys that we fought in the tourney a little while back. Just because Appleby feels the expectations laid upon a rat boy would be very low. Generally scurrying around, eating some cheese.
Nice.
The artwork for Appleby was done by Josh JPEG. I found them on Reddit. You probably can too. Cal.
Hiya.
Oh, were you waiting for me to say Cal?
Something.
I don't like introducing you before you get to introduce yourself.
Ah, I see. Well, there's the conundrum.
They're called cow.
Yeah. And for this week's conundrum, Kane, can you say the word test at a sort of a speaking volume?
Test at a sort of speaking volume.
Amazing. Dan, do the same.
Test at a sort of speaking volume.
Fabulous. Now the goblin will be able to tell Elle whether or not your mics are working now.
Thanks for that.
That's all right. I'm going to be playing Shadow. He's a Loxodon rogue. I wasn't here last week, so neither was he. He'll do that a lot more over the campaign, hopefully when I'm here. Art for Shadow was done by Arthur's father, also known as Ardy Fardy. I don't think that's what they're also known as. I made that up. You can find them online. I think their commissions are closed, but their art's real nice, so go look at it. I think that was everything I needed to tell you.
Into a person of someone.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Probably like Frizel, or again, someone who is a dragon, where I can turn into a big dragon and go, oh, cool, I'm a dragon now, for a day, and then go back to my life that I've had for 450 years, which so far has served me well. Goblin. How's it goblining?
Skip me.
Goblin will be back.
Hi, I'm the other goblin.
These short messages.
I'm Jams. I will be playing Rodeo, the Dragonborn Gunslinger. The art for her, yeehaw indeed. The art for her is done by Surlan and Salaka, who you can find on Instagram and Twitter. I was also going to say turning into one of the dragon people would be really sick, but that might just be me projecting a little bit. I think Rodeo would be interested in swapping bodies with Shadow for the day. I think she thinks Shadow's really cool. She's never met anyone like you before, or anyone even like remotely of your kind of species. And she doesn't quite understand yet how you can be so big and so quiet. And she's like, this is useful. I want to know how he does it. So...
Imagine you swapped bodies and then Rodeo is just like the loudest shadow.
Yeah.
possible.
She'd
It turns out
she
it's
would be
all
fucking
like a
useful.
mental skill.
Yeah. It probably is like mostly fortitude,
Mm.
but I think she'd be fascinated to give that a go.
Nice.
And also, she gets to be like super strong. And I think she'd find that kind of cool.
I beg your pardon? Super strong?
Super fast,
Oh,
man.
10.
Super fast.
Yeah.
Oh, Goblin baby.
Goblin,
baby.
It's with your loving goblin.
Oh, okay, right. Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm playing Coroner. They are a Warforged cleric. Big, skelly, scary thing. We love them. If they could be anyone, they would definitely choose to be the biggest and most ancient and powerful dragon that we've met so far. Whose name I forget.
Oriax. would
Oriax,
be
probably
that,
Oriax, because
Oh, we haven't met the king,
Wow.
have we, technically?
no, not
You've
yet.
seen him from afar.
Yeah, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't quite count, but yeah, they've got some beef with dragons, and becoming one will definitely help out their situation. My art was done by the wonderful Really Bad Weather _art. You can find them on Instagram, definitely, Twitter, probably. I don't know. I've read it.
Sweet.
Look 'em up.
You can influence the stream in various ways.
How what?
150 bits if you cheer it, give one of us an advantage or a disadvantage, or up that to 750 bits or £5, give someone a crit 20 or a nat 1, including the DM. But also, Patreon is a thing.
That we have. You can support it with your money. Every time we play D&D, there will be a poll that goes up to give a player an advantage or a disadvantage, and then there will player a crit 20 or crit fail. This week, Jams,
Yes?
Cal,
Hello!
roll your dice.
Roll the
That's
dice.
right.
Okay.
Oh, a 2.
Right, Cal, advantage.
Yay.
And Tom gets a little net 20.
Oh,
Just a little one?
Just a
it's
little
because I
one.
lost my job.
It genuinely is.
That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Thanks, patrons. And if you want to help influence that, get on our Patreon. There's a link down below somewhere. Anyway, we're going to get into Ellseworld, which is what you see in your mind if you manage to sneeze with your eyes open. In any case, our heroes met in the small fishing village of Rhea Priz on the lookout for a portal that would hopefully lead them to a princess, but just led them to more trouble and her gnomish advisor. After a visit to the Golden Tooth to escort their employer and their charges to safety, they have set out hunting items that will help them build a device known as the Oculum, a way to find and predict weak spots between the planes of existence. After some gang wars, tournaments, and a noble banquet, you decided to leave the Tooth with declarations of war, family ties, and a beholder attack still fresh in your minds. As you arrived in the Nemesis city, you signed your obligatory NDA before entering and found yourself in a machine-wrought landscape, the dream of every and any artificer. Walking through the streets, you see clockwork cranes loading steamboats at the Quench, Warforged discussing artifice with his gnomish companion in the steamed window of a billet beverage house, a regiment of war constructs lining up in the shadow of a towering forge titan in the Hammer district, and an artificer professing the merits of his extendo blade in Artificer's Alley markets. The great statue citadel of the Forge Father stands intimidatingly over the city, watching all with its twin blazing eyes. As its gaze peers down through the smog clouds, exhaust fumes, and cloisters of semi-sentient devices that pour from the many factories and workshops, we focus in to the Steamstone Tavern, a tavern/inn in the Quench. Down through its cold metallic decor, we see our party in the basement, investigating a series of robberies supervised by the manager Dungarth. So we cut back in here. You guys have just found some fur that you have determined that was wedged between two barrels that you guys have determined came from a tabaxi individual, it would seem like. Yes, quite early in the day. This was actually the first thing that you guys have done on your first day here. So, yeah, the day is yours. You're in this basement. Where would you like to go from here?
POA, plan of attack, plan of
Yes.
action.
Hi.
We don't know if these people are going to be back soon. We don't know if they're going to rob again soon. We don't know if they're going to rob again tonight. Maybe we could either donate some money or persuade the barman to go and buy some fancy liquor. They said they were going after the more expensive stuff. Set it up as a bit of a bait. Some of us in the cellar, some of us out in the street. some kind of plan, either like swap places with one of the people on there or seize and interrogate them, something like that. We got like a whole day to kill before, I think.
Yeah.
I think from what we asked last time, if I remember correctly, they tended to steal like the good stuff a couple of days after the delivery. And I think I asked last time, and the last delivery was like 3 weeks ago, and it tends to be once a month. So chances are we can pinpoint within the next week or so. Chances are they're gonna do it again, kind of the same. We can.
We got an idea. It was every like once a month. Or something.
We know roughly the pattern
Regularly,
So
just
not-
after the delivery.
Not necessarily. So they haven't had a delivery yet this month. I
They
assume.
have had their delivery, and
they have had
it's just been about 2 days since the delivery now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so chances are within the next couple of nights, it probably is going to happen again. So they've got the good stuff in the cellar right now. Okay, cool.
So maybe it's just a case of
I think the next couple of nights we have at least one person down here watching
more
out,
than one.
or at least one person in here, one person, because we know how they get in and out because we found that vent in the ceiling. So if we follow that to the outside, we should be able to set up a watch in the alleyway.
So I could be on a rooftop quite easily.
Yeah.
You found claw marks inside the vent
Yeah,
as well.
someone
Yeah.
climbed in.
I was thinking I don't have to sleep at all. So what could work is if I'm down here awake and
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
that's
someone
true.
else who like they can chill, they can sleep, and if something goes down, I wake them up and we'll work from there.
Did we establish last time? Is it just the stuff in the barrels being taken, or are the barrels going as well?
The barrels are going as well. This
Well, we
was a
don't-
specific point.
Okay, we don't know
of-
how the barrels
yeah.
have vanished yet because they do not fit
They
through that vent.
no, the vent
It's gotta be
has
like-
very small gaps in it, probably 2 to 3 centimeters wide at its widest, and about 10 centimeters tall.
Okay.
But didn't we
And-
establish that there was a lock inside for the door out to the bar, so they could get out fairly easily? It was the getting in that was the more difficult part.
If
presumably.
they could
Yeah.
pick the lock from the inside. I think did we not check that the locks hadn't been picked?
You, from what you looked at roughly, he noted that it hadn't been magically opened. They had checked that.
Yeah.
And if it had been lockpicked, it was done with
Very
someone
well.
who has put everything back the way it was, essentially.
Okay. So that's the most likely, but we don't necessarily have any evidence to support that just yet.
Yeah.
So we know
With,
how they get in, but we don't know how they get out.
Yeah.
with that being said, there would be no way to lock the door again from the outside.
That is true.
Well, if they've got someone climbing in and out, they probably are just leaving them inside. They're closing up.
Yeah, they could lock it and then get out through the vent again, couldn't they?
Elk.
We're gonna have
Yes.
to watch and find out, aren't we?
In capital letters and underlined, I've got written shift.
Yes. That was the sort of warehouse-like building that you originally teleported into. It's a sort of another district of the city, slightly outside of it. That,
And we were greeted by Docent Geranius. Right?
yes, indeed.
And he was, okay.
He was the one with the NDAs, wasn't he?
As you're kind of discussing this, and Applebee's muttering about Docent Geranius and the shift, the lot of you notice a figure begin approaching down the stairs. The large, shadowy form of Shadow himself.
I figure.
But
Where the fuck
before-
have you been?
Before we get into that, we're going to rewind time ever so slightly as you arrive into the Steamstone Inn. You're greeted with the brushed metallic interior, just hearing from the kind of rumours around town. This is where your party has ended up pretty easily to determine that. You're a fairly well-established group of outsiders at this stage. And you hear that also, apparently last night, a performance was held that was regaling stories of your guys' exploits over New Year's Day. A performance that's actually becoming slightly famous. What was the song called again?
The longest New Year's Day.
The longest
Oh,
New
you
Year's
got
Day.
that 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool
used
as
the
well.
Patreon Nat 20 for the performance there.
I have to get him to play that to me sometime.
Have you got 20 hours?
Yeah, it's like an 18-minute epic song.
That's fine. I've listened to longer.
Cool. As you kind of enter and you kind of go in, you see someone behind the bar, and she kind of like waves you down as you go inside.
Oh yeah, looking for a circus.
Yes. You were here this morning for breakfast, weren't you?
Yeah,
as Quinn was appearing as you yesterday.
Oh,
Not-
yeah.
Not,
Oh,
to-
yeah.
not to
I
Shadow's
wasn't going to
knowledge.
say anything.
No, Shadow obviously would not know that, but yeah, that's for out of game context. I've actually got a letter for you.
Oh.
She slides a letter over the counter.
Did you read it?
No, of course not. No.
Good.
Insight?
Nah, just staring at her.
Okay. No, it's still sealed. And you
Nice.
kind of see on it, in fact, a seal that appears to have sort of in the shape of a wine bottle on the seal.
Do I recognise the seal?
Give me a history check at advantage.
Ooh, 2 dice. Oh, thank fuck. History, a filthy 20.
Filthy 20. You know this to be the symbol of one of your close associates, shall we say. This is the symbol of bottles.
Amazing.
You know who I'm referring to there?
No.
Okay. Let me
Not
just-
off the top of my head, but I love a person called Bottles.
Sorry, I had
I'm
this.
glad that we came up with this.
It's okay. You're-
Delve and dive into my backstory, Elliot,
You're-
because
I'm-
I do not remember it.
Cool. This is Quenthrus Full Bottles sigil / seal. They are a human mercenary, one of the first people you met when you came to Ontrath and became romantically involved with them.
Yes, amazing. Ah, hello.
Wentworth.
Yeah, and it was your relationship was cut short when you had to divert paths as she had heard from a past partner of hers that they were in dire need of help.
Yes. Lovely. Oh, a little love letter. I will read it and open it and read it rather.
Open it and read it right now.
Going down there. Yeah.
Cool. It is a very short note, just one sentence. It just says, "We need to meet. I'm in the city," and then there's just an address.
Oh, sick. Bottles is here.
The city is awfully vague.
And there's an address listed at the bottom.
Is it in this city?
It is in the city.
Okay.
It's in the village.
It's the address of a Nargoli city.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
somewhere
shit.
completely different.
I'm in the city.
Is the address that she leaves one of the an area that I had been to on my perambulation?
It's an area you would have had to have walked through with the entrance you guys came through into the city, and you noticed it was mostly a residential sort of area.
Nice. Cool. How long ago was this left?
This came this morning.
Who sent it?
Just a messenger, postie.
I will give them a gold for holding letters for me.
Thank you.
You are welcome. What are that lot doing? Where are they? You said downstairs.
Oh, yeah, your friends are in the basement.
Oh, nice.
They're just down there with Dungan. Dungan. Dungarth, that's it.
Sorry, it's been a long day since we last. So, why are they in the basement?
Oh, there's actually been some robberies taking place here.
It wasn't me.
That's good. I think you have just arrived here, so that would be interesting. But
Cool. Just force a habit.
yes, well, and she kind of gestures to the
Yeah,
stairs
I'll be on
behind
the
her.
She checks for her purse.
It's gone.
Reaches
yeah.
for shotgun beneath her.
I'll wander downstairs.
As you see the shadow approaching down the stairs, Shadow returns
Guiding
to the
bolt.
party.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Psst, Shadow,
Yeah.
have you been stealing barrels of stuff?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Oh.
I've solved it! Go on, everyone!
But not from here.
Back to square one.
What's the clues? What's the leads?
Hold up a scruff of tabaxi fur.
Ah, it's a Vaxi fur. I know it well.
Do you?
Well, if I can find out when I remember who Bottles is.
Looks like they're crawling in through here, tap the vent, and exiting through the double doors.
Does that seem logically plausible?
It's a magical world.
It is a magical world. I'm
Okay,
glad
look
we're
around.
There's claw marks in the vent, but then the vent is like closed. It's like a.
Yeah, there's small holes in
It's
it.
like a.
It could be shrinking
Yeah.
or something similar.
But there's claw marks inside of the
There's
vent.
claw marks in. One of you, I can't remember who, looked inside the vent. I think it
Reed
was.
went
wasn't it?
in.
Yeah.
So wait, so the vent, the front, like the facing, has not been taken off at any
No.
point.
The
So
like
the grating
cover
is
is still
still
there.
there.
Yeah, there's still like a grate on the vent.
That's what I was
Gaseous
realising.
vaccine.
Who's cat?
It's just about big enough where you can sort of like really
Wildcat
like
Uzi.
squeeze it.
Well, like
That's very good.
Reed can just bounce about with like
Yeah.
turning into mist, so it makes sense that you're not the only person on the planet that can do that.
Yeah.
Here's something I've just thought about. If they get in through the vent and leave through the double doors, we wait until we see them down here and then get someone outside to bar the doors from that side so they can't escape. Might be able to go through the vents again, but we
Yeah.
can block that too when they're in.
Yeah.
I know a whole person that can stop them.
Do any of you know locate, like creature or whatever?
Yeah, that's how I found you guys.
Oh, nice.
Not currently, but
Well, because I was
I'm
just,
sure there's a scroll salesman.
yeah, fair. Because I was sort of thinking I could just like turn into like a little woodlouse and like sit on the most expensive barrel, and then whatever they do with it, I go with it. I did think though, if they're like shrinking it or compressing it or putting in a bag of holding, I will die.
We could always.
I know.
Yeah.
If
So
you're
I'm
noble
going to
race,
veto the
Yeah.
plan where you said you might die.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to
And if
sit and
you
think
get
about it and I can know
pressed
locate
further-
object. So I just need to see the barrel. When it's gone, I can find it.
I don't need to be in it.
I can't
Yeah, you
locate
don't
for
need
it.
to go with it.
I want to be in the
It
barrel.
was still very noble of you.
Yeah, that's thank you.
Yeah.
You're
Is
a
it
wonder.
worth maybe if we're gonna set up a sting, maybe not letting them actually steal the good stuff?
Oh, we
Leave
can bring
the-
it back.
Leave the maybe, but we don't know what they're doing with it.
Oh
If
yeah.
they're
Drinking
shrinking
it straight
or
away.
stealing it or whatever.
I guess we could always see where they take it, see if they've got any other of the goods left over.
But I'm just thinking, is it worth maybe using decoy barrels, taking the good stuff out,
Yeah.
and just filling it with, I don't know.
Piss.
Water.
Sure, if you got any spare.
I'd produce about a thimbleful a week.
We could just
Good to know.
Dungarth kind of speaks up, says we could just put some of the juice into the barrels or something like
Exactly.
Oh, they're
Or,
really
you
low
know,
on juice though.
that.
Column water, whatever. Just so, you know, if
Could you fill them with gasoline?
I suppose I could, but that would probably leave us at more of a financial deficit.
it's probably more expensive.
Yeah.
Just
Well, give me a minute. Talk about this.
maybe if we're gonna help them
A
out, maybe we
fantasy
don't
world where
encourage
gasoline
the
is still
expensive stuff that's stolen.
That's
Hey.
rough.
I don't make the rules.
You do.
Oh shit! Wait, no, I do.
Gasoline, they're giving it away.
It seems like a stakeout's on the cards for tonight. What time is it currently?
Early
in the
morning.
morning.
This
Yeah.
is
In
the
the morning.
first thing you've done
We
today.
woke up, had breakfast, went to the
We've-
pin board.
Came back to the pub.
One
realised-
of them was at the pub, and then we came back.
So this feels like it's going to be a nighttime thing.
Yeah.
You do have quite a few other little
Yeah.
hooks.
There's lots
I
of
can
other-
go through them.
Please
I've
remind
got-
us.
I've got
for
them
the
all
sake
written
of
down
this
right
Great work
here.
Festivale in 2
Uh,
days.
There's the
And
Golem's Wardrobe
Callum's
Fashion
birthday
Show
as well.
tomorrow. There's the Clockwork Festivale, who needs security in 2 days. There is a Cog and Quill scholar who has gone missing.
Mhm.
There is the Office of the Red Gallant offering information,
Oh, fuck, I forgot about
offering
that.
money for information on Faisal, and there's pictures of us here as well. There's a gnome. I've just written Gnomish Tinkerer Automaton. Don't know what that means.
That is
Escort?
the courier one. You've got to escort a delicate clockwork automaton across
That's
the
the
city.
one. And then lastly, the guy who I slept with last night, he said about
Oh,
that.
nice.
He said about that clinic where he donated his arm and got a new arm, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
you want to
fucked
know
up.
what's happening
That's
with the other
sorry,
arms.
excuse me, that's
Oh.
messed up.
I'd be very down for checking that out.
Are there any that jump out at people that they're like dying to do from that?
The missing persons one. I don't think I had that written down.
The
What's
Cog
on
and
that
Quill
one?
missing scholar.
Yeah.
There is a bookshop known as the Cog and Quill, and yeah, one of the scholars that works there and studies there has gone missing. It's sort of like a bookshop and school all in one. And yeah, one of the kind of professors that works there has gone missing.
I
Okay.
think my personal highest priority out of these would be not something that needs to be done first, but the most troubling one is the Office of the Red Gallant, of asking for information on Faisal and us.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's not. That's
But
not
also,
very
I'm
good.
not particularly interested in going and knocking on their door.
Is that is the bar guy still here?
Dungarth is
Is
still
that
there.
after the Red Gallants? Is that a new establishment, or has that been here a while? Would you know?
Yeah, that's been here for a while.
Okay,
As long as I
interesting.
remember, anyway.
It's under the impression they're a bit more sort of low key. Is that
Yeah.
they have an office?
Who's Loki?
Red Gallants.
Only one red gallant, as far as I know.
Ah.
Oh, it's the opposite.
Oh.
The Red Gallant.
Oh,
That makes it a little more enticing.
that is
That's
interesting.
So
interesting.
they have a name.
Just as the officer of the red gallant. Oh, you ask it. Yeah,
I'm
you ask
asking
it.
him, yeah.
And you folk around here only know him as the red gallant.
Oh. Is he nice?
Do you know human, dragonborn, dwarf, elf?
Know where we might find him?
Yeah, the office.
Did we?
Yeah. Where's the office?
It's in the Hammer, which you guys would know as the military and mercenary district. of the city.
I remember once we met an elf who was part of the Crimson Gallants. We never closed ties with them, I believe.
The Crimson Gallants. I ain't heard of them in a while.
Yeah, they we had a run in with some in Riapris.
Running.
Yes, there were some of them there. Two
Blimey.
little sects of them even. They I'll pull out the wanted poster. They kidnapped this man and tortured his friend.
I hope you're friendly.
Well, I got nothing to do with them.
That's fair enough. What happened to the Crimson Gallants then, as far as you're concerned?
They just sort of like went away. They weren't needed anymore.
You didn't connect Red Gallant to Crimson Gallant.
A lot of gallantry around.
That's fair. You know what? I like you.
He saved the city.
Did he?
He did.
What was happening?
There was a devil cult uprising a couple of 100 years ago.
Oh, wow, this guy's old.
He's an elf.
Live
Ah.
forever.
That's kind of
Do
what.
they?
That's kind of what the Crimson Gallants do, right? Otherworldly shit.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what the Crimson
They,
Gallants
Yeah.
That's what they claim
So
to do.
that's what
is
he
defeat
does.
Things from,
So,
from other
I
worlds.
sort of forgot that. I thought they were just mean.
He's definitely one
So
of them.
that's
Oh yeah, without question.
That's
Absolutely.
piqued my interest quite a lot.
Yeah.
Again, it's not something that needs to be done immediately because I think it should be done with tact. But
Yeah,
I-
worth
yeah.
keeping an eye out
Hmm.
for him.
I can turn into like a street dog and go and scout out the area.
I'll turn into one of the Crimson Gallant captains and be like,
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
could walk in like this.
Yeah, that's better than a dog. You're right.
Oh no,
See if
I
he
could
comes
have a
and
pet
talks to
dog as
you.
well.
Nice.
That could be quite interesting to see.
Bloody
if he
hell.
approaches you.
Oh yeah, I suppose you've not seen me do that. Sorry, I'm a changeling.
Okay.
I'm a theory.
I actually knew that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
You met more?
No, but you told me yesterday.
I do tell people a lot of things.
It was just before you listed every animal that you knew.
Oh yeah, Badger's crazy.
Is this guy coming or?
Oh yeah, did I ask? Hang on.
Must
Maybe
have done.
consult the notes.
I think you did ask.
Oh, Dungarth.
You asked-
You asked Docent Dranius, but I don't know if you
Oh,
asked Dungarth.
I'm so sorry, Dungarth. This is so rude. Should have asked you yesterday. You want to go to the other side of the world briefly for a holiday?
I'll see if I can get the time off.
Yeah, I think we can maybe negotiate that. As long as you're not the one stealing barrels. I guess then you get a permanent time off. So that's fine.
We're gonna turn up and they're gonna think it's an invasion fleet. we're there to take
Bringing
control.
half the continent
Yes.
with us.
What did Hagar Litchfield do to me?
Hagar, he is a fan of yours who told you about the rumour that Jingle, your rival, had been performing in the other city.
Oh yeah.
And you gave him a bell.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I thought so. That's why
Okay,
his
so
name's
there's-
here.
There's definitely something like worrying about the bells. If the question is what did he do to me?
Why are you
To
just
deserve a
realising that
bell?
now, Jamie?
I mean, now it's more obvious.
So I don't know. Anything that anyone has any particular vibes?
I like the idea of that automaton, but I'm always interested in the new
And the
mechanical
escort mission.
advancements, and it might be a bit of an easy way to see the city and get paid for it.
Yeah,
It would be a good way of getting our footing.
Is it
and
escorting it
figuring
across
out
the
where we are.
city? Sorry.
Yes, you'd be escorting it from the factory district back to the Quench, actually. It's basically getting
Yeah.
shipped
It
off
might be a
somewhere.
good way of just kind of getting our bearings a little
Yeah.
bit.
I like that tree.
A good one to do in daylight when we can see see what we're doing. Get a feel for the technology, maybe get a little bit of quick cash to then go spend on other dumb shit this evening.
Should we go over there and
Might as well.
While
Yeah.
we're wandering around, if we go anywhere near the Forge Courts or the Clockwork Armory, memory like a fucking sieve, me. There's
Seems like
an artificer who wants us to, or is looking for people to locate rare materials for inventions and whatnot. So, name of Erad Irakron, or Erad Hirakron, or yeah, no, that's probably the only two ways you can say
I think
it.
it's Erad Hyracron.
Yeah, fucking.
A different
That's right.
What were the names of the places?
Civ?
Yeah, Civ. He's based in the Clockwork Armory and is a member of the Forge Courts,
Gotcha.
an administrative organisation based inside the Forge Father Citadel.
I have written down here Cog Heart, and I don't remember why.
Which
all
because
got
you've got a
stuff
cog
written
for an
down.
arm.
That was
think it was
another
club,
tavern that was like the one you described, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for your gnomish person, aren't you? Who built the
Who built the pubs?
pub with God in the basement.
Also, speaking of getting laid last night, I've got an ex in town who wants to meet up,
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
and
congratulations, maybe.
I think we left on good terms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty good
we left on
terms,
good
yeah.
terms. Yeah. I was going through my backstory, which is to say I was reminiscing. Couldn't find her name anywhere.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that was one that you told me about.
No, you wrote that.
Fucking did I?
But it's in our shared.
Where?
It's in our shared shadow doc.
Oh, that's a fucking thing I remember.
consult the shadow document.
Was that something you sent me? No,
Elliot,
you wrote it.
Would you be a gem and put
I'm-
the link to that doc in
It's,
our
it's on the
Facebook
way
chat?
to you as we speak.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
That's all good.
Ooh,
Christ,
We've been
I do
playing
say something.
What is funny is Cal by far wrote the most backstory as
Yeah.
well.
yeah. But how long ago?
Yeah.
And also, you're an elephant.
Yeah, I was
You
going to
shouldn't-
say your character is the best memory.
Yeah. Shadow remembers all of this.
Cal is struggling.
It's like lucky to remember to turn up each week.
Cal has a human brain as
Yeah.
opposed to an elephant brain, though. So you know that.
Despite our best efforts.
Yeah. Despite the surgery I do every night while you're asleep.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank God they're still with us as always.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
getting
fucking
close.
miracle at this time.
Does that just
So
work? Yeah.
X is in town, so she's left me an address. I will probably wander around and see her. It sounded important, so I may not immediately invite all of you
Okay,
because we
that's
are an
okay.
imposing group. But if we're in the area, I'll swing by, and if things are chill, I'll bring you round.
nice.
So it'd be nice for her to meet you all.
Yeah. Okay.
I say definitely not looking at Appleby.
Escort some technology.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Cool.
Potential thing for you, Quinn.
Hmm?
I need to. There's a man I'd like to meet with, who's a what was his position? He was like a patents officer.
A patent officer, yes.
Uh,
Haven't been given his name yet.
could do to meet him. Would you like to turn up there with me with a fancy belt on and shapeshift and convince him it's a new item that I'm trying to get a patent
I'd
on?
love to, sure.
Excellent. Then I'll keep an eye out for a belt vendor on my journeys.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, which way would you guys like to go from the Quench to the factory? You can either pass through the Hammer or the Billet. The Hammer is, I think, the only district you guys haven't been to so far, apart from the factory.
That's the one that supposedly the Red Gallon guy is based in.
Do a
That-
walk by of the office at
that-
a distance.
Is the case, yes.
That might be a good plan.
It's also where let's see, one of the other ones was there. No, actually, I think that might be the only
Our new lead.
address you've got there. No, the Erad Hyracron at the Clockwork Armory is also at the Hammer.
Nice.
Oh, is that the one you mentioned?
Yeah.
Where did
there's-
you get that information from?
There was a
We
notice
know.
board in town. Oh, did
Oh,
you see
okay.
somebody had drawn our faces all nice like?
Yeah.
Hmm. I thought you were just kind of a blur.
Yeah, well, that's the way I like it.
Through the Hammer or through the Billet?
Through the hammer?
Yeah,
Really?
let's
Let's go
play with
that way.
fire.
Let's go that way for
Yeah.
now while we're not carrying important cargo.
Yeah.
Cool. As you pass through the Quench, this district where you see a lot of taverns, a lot of travellers, a few markets, a lot of shipping and ships off towards the dockyard area of the Quench. But as you pass out of here into the neighbouring district of the Hammer, you see that the vibes change very quickly. The gate between these two districts is heavily guarded by two of these large war constructs that you saw guarding Docent Geranius in the shift. On either side of this gate, as you pass through, you see as they very one of them very visibly sort of like clocks your group, tracks you as you go past. You feel its gaze upon you. As you get into this district further, you see some of the things that you thought from afar were buildings begin to turn and move. As you see, a lot of the structures here are in fact forge titans, standing well above the height of a lot of the actual buildings in this district. You see the occasional one make a careful and slow step inside the bounds of the city, not wanting to crush people or any of the buildings. More often than not, simply their upper bodies are just rotating. As you see craft fluttering about them, as well as the ever-present devices flickering in and around the air. You see as people inside these crafts are repairing, adding parts on, up-armoring, doing any kind of repairs or upgrades imaginable to these vast building-sized warforged constructs that you see dotted through this district. In addition to this, you see a very heavy military and guard presence in here. A lot of war constructs of every size. You see units built for stealth operations. You see units, bulky units like the war constructs you've seen. You see even larger Goliath-sized constructs strolling around this, as well as a lot of augmented people wearing a similar uniform of black and red striped, seeming to do drill marches and other army training exercise as you pass through this district. Judging from the address you were given, or gauging the address you were given for the Gallant of the Red, the Office of the Red Gallant, you just want to head there as you're sort of passing through. How close do you want to go there?
Like opposite side of the street, kind of close, I
I don't
guess.
think we're going in.
Can
Be
we
very stupid.
can we try and stealth, like kind of blend into it, not overly noticeable when we go
You
by?
can certainly give me a
We're
good
so
stealth check.
noticeable.
Yeah, right.
The elephant, the soil man.
Hey,
the stealthy as fuck.
the elephant has their hood up, so
I'll put my. I'll put my.
Cool.
why
Nice.
do I
Nice.
say words sometimes?
Oh.
Have you
Thanks,
seen
patrons.
any more posters of us in this district?
Give me a perception check.
Okay, cool. Well, I got 17 on my stealth, so
Okay.
I'll say that for now.
So have perception.
What
It's
was
terrible.
my perception? Wasn't very good.
Mine's 13
13.
for perception, and my stealth was
10 on the perception check, but I guess it's quite busy.
On the perception, you don't see any other notice boards around, sort of on the way here. So you don't seem to clock it at the moment. Read stealth at advantage if you're popping your invisibility.
Yeah, well, 19.
19. Cool. Quinn?
8.
Yep. Appleby?
16.
Shadow?
23.
Okay. An interesting spread of values there.
Who are you at the moment, Quinn?
Me.
You are you.
I'm
okay.
just me.
But with more successes than failures there, you do manage to blend in relatively well with the crowd here. Quite difficult, but the addition of Coroner, Quinn, and the now invisible Reed certainly help. Shadow just sort of melting into the group's shadow.
Before the question, where's my alien?
Oh, he's in the inn still.
Sick.
Yeah.
Where's my horse?
At the stables in the shift.
Even better.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't
Cool.
worry, taken care of.
Taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
Um,
not abandoned them or sold them just yet.
As you
Not like poor Beaky Pete.
as you approach down this
She's here.
as you approach down this road, again, almost covered by the kind of smog clouds and the devices floating above. For Cal's sake, the devices are small instruments, tools, and other artifice odysseys that are the manifested dreams of the artificers who live in this city, just sort of floating around.
Sick as fuck.
Yeah, you see as they are sort of covering the this district of the city, but you do notice the ones here do all seem to have a more militaristic sort of lean to them. You definitely see more hammers and sort of forging equipment here. You also see a few things like knives and things
Flying
like that.
knives.
Yeah, just sort of like hovering around, shooting around like darts, and you see that they clash more frequently in this district, as well as you see these warlike devices floating above you. As you progress down this street, you see that this is a street of mercenary companies. You can see small barrack houses down the row here that seem to have, if you sort of peer inside any of them, you see sort of training rooms, administrative kind of desks and things like that. As you approach the office of the Red Gallant, you do indeed see the familiar red eye hanging on a sign just outside the office there, a building painted in a dark red sort of paint. You see a large crane sticking out the roof of the building as well.
See anything with your...
I was going to say,
what I was going to try. From ground level, I'll look through the crystal and stuff.
You look through the crystal, you see the frontage of this shop. You see a door and a shuttered window on this kind of ground floor, and you do see a small... It's hard to determine what the symbol is from this distance. Give me a perception check, but you do see some small red glow on the door.
15.
15. Hard to make out from this distance. Maybe if you got a little bit closer, you could definitely pull it out, but you think it's either the sun or the eye symbol that you've pretty frequently seen from Gallants before.
Reed, would you care to join me on my group for a moment?
All right.
Just so I've got some company.
Yep.
I'll be like 60 seconds, and I'll just do like, I'll just take off, do like a wide fly around the building just to get all angles with the rune staff, then I'll just come and land with the guys again.
You don't see much else pop up with the rune staff, but going up and around, you do get a bit of a better idea of this office here and its capabilities. You see the crane on the roof is for loading things from a small military yard in the back, where you see about 10 men training, all wearing red tabards over various armored forms, and you also see a small canal that leads out the back of all of these buildings here that small boats are on, seemingly going through into the towards the Quench district. Yes, you kind of see a small set of canals that
As we're whizzing round, I'll be like, if there's anything you want me to look at, I'm currently invisible, so I can get pretty close.
Do you want to take a look at those guys training? Don't get too close, though.
Yep, all right.
Cool. What are you trying to observe here?
Just, I want to see what the people training are up to, first and foremost, and then I'll go from there.
Cool. Yeah, you go down, and it's just, it seems to be about, let's see how many. It's 10 men being trained by what seems to be sort of drill sergeant figure. As you see them charging some dummies with their swords, you see them in a sort of shield formation, as the front rank are sort of there with shields and swords, as a back rank is trying to push over them with spears. This seems to be some sort of standard combat training.
Cool. Is the drill sergeant an elf?
Yeah, let's say he is.
Huh. Do I recognise the elf?
No, not.
Oh. Are they wearing red?
Yeah, you see this is a helmeted figure. You do see their pointy ears sticking out from the sides of the helmet. You see that their helm is red in colour. The rest of their armour isn't, but they are wearing a red tabard over it.
Cute. What kind of entrances are there from where I am right now?
Big sliding back door that you can see that leads out into this military yard. You see a hatch in the roof that the crane can lift things in and out of the main building from. And you see a balcony on the second floor where you could look over the training yard.
Are any of those open?
The big sliding double doors are at the back, that would be on the same level as the training people. It's underneath where the balcony is that would be looking over this yard.
Okay. Just going I'll look out for a device that's floating by, and I'll just attempt to kind of follow the path of the device, so that if they hear my wings fluttering, they think it's the device, and get as close to that open door as I can. Period.
Cool. Give me a stealth check at advantage. Sweet. Your...
You got this.
I might die now. Apologies, everyone.
Rest in
You
peace.
Oh, that's not
specifically
amazing.
said not to.
Yeah, that's not amazing. 13.
13.
Roll. Death.
Okay.
So
I'm
this
dead.
is death.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's this?
With a +2, got to beat a 13 here on this one. First of 2.
Well,
Okay.
That'll do it.
Yeah, roll.
Second. Okay.
Did it again.
Interesting.
Oh dear.
Time to die.
You see,
Have you
as
been
your
spotted?
Yeah, probably.
Where are we at the moment? Are we just standing on the other side of the street?
Yeah, they just
The
left.
problem is, Reed's invisible. So we've got no idea.
We
Oh,
don't
you would
know.
have seen
you'll know
Quinn, you would have
quickly.
seen Quinn take off on their.
And
Yeah,
You'll
but
know
we
her
don't
being
know
asked.
that Reed
Yeah,
went
to
with
get
you.
on my-
No,
Yeah, you heard me ask
Yeah,
Ray
yeah.
to get on to
Okay,
my
but,
room,
we,
and they said yeah.
but as far as we know, Reed is still with
Yeah.
Quinn.
You'll
and
know
this guy.
pretty quickly. It's
Yeah,
okay.
God.
When there's a horse there that wasn't there a minute ago.
You think it's going pretty well.
I'm like,
That's what
That's
gives
what
you
tips it
away.
like that bit of air is laughing.
You are kind of clambering on this sort of large forge hammer that is sort of like slowly flapping its way towards sort of ground level. You see as it's about to pass through the wall of this building, as the devices can do, you are still holding onto it as you bang into the wall as it tries to pass through the balcony. As you are thrown off this thing, you sort of cry out, and you see as the drill sergeant immediately whips towards you, immediately knowing your general location at the very least, and then you see as all in turn the 10 men on the ground turn in perfect formation to face you as well.
Are you
Still invisible?
I'm still invisible.
As we're gonna just roll you into initiative there, I think.
Cool. Can I roll?
You can roll as well because
Like-
you're
Yeah.
aware of what's going on. The rest of you,
Hey.
Well, here we
top of the
are.
turns, you can make some perception
Yo,
checks.
question.
Yes.
If I'm invisible, I turn into like a horse.
Is-
Am I an invisible horse?
I
Yes.
think it counts as something that cancels the
Imagine you
spell
hear
then, doesn't
someone.
it?
It's not a spell
It
or an
doesn't.
attack though.
It's
No.
not a spell. It's not an attack, and you can maintain concentration on spells when you wild shape. So in theory,
I think
Theory, invisible
yeah.
horse.
I think we said yes to this before
Oh, cool.
because you'd have to break invisibility to do anything anyway.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
think-
I just want to get the fuck
Did you
away.
say you wanted a perception check from me as well?
Not from you. Sorry, that'll be happening at the top of the turn. See if the party can hear what
Oh,
the
I
fuck
got
is
a
going
nat
on.
one.
Sorry,
I am
everyone.
still looking for posters on the walls, apparently.
It's going great. It's going great. I'm so sorry, everybody. If we die now, it's my fault.
That's all right. We're speeding up the process of meeting.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this
I really
yeah,
didn't
we
think I
were
would go
like,
quite
yeah,
as
let's
fast
not
as
get
I
too close. This we don't want this guy
Yeah.
to know we're here.
Yeah.
Read.
We are
We're
quite possibly.
literally showing up in his back garden.
Thankfully, it's the most in character thing I could have done. So
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
fine.
We are quite likely to be very publicly seen in a fight with a man known for being a savior of the city.
Yeah, he's everyone's favourite
not
red
going to
guy.
look great for us.
I don't think you should get involved.
yeah,
Well, I
That's
don't
fine.
already, I don't
That's
already know what
very
is
much
happening.
my plan
No.
right now. Is if shit
If you can
kicks
get
off,
out of this,
walk the other way.
Okay.
let's do that. Let's keep
Octopus
it that
has a swim speed, so that's no good to me.
way. In a backyard. It's not the best. You need something.
There's a canal nearby.
You can't
No,
turn into
that is
flying
true,
creatures yet,
but you
right?
need
No, not yet.
something that can climb, ideally.
Oh no, hit points 2. I'm gonna go for something bigger.
Cool.
What's only got
Reed.
2 hit points?
A
What's
lizard.
your initiative?
11.
11.
Really good.
Oh, that is pretty good. What's your dex bonus?
Oh god. 2.
2?
2, yeah.
Oh, you
2.
were going before this thing.
What CR can I take?
This
into?
thing?
Oh, that's too high.
This little basilisk of ours.
17.
17. Nice.
What the fuck are quippers?
Little
They'll be
fish.
a
I'm not gonna turn into a swallow them.
Please don't turn into
It's not very
fish.
helpful, anyone.
Just what was that noise? And then suddenly there's a
It's just
fish
wet
flopping
slapping.
about. Like,
You
oh,
can't see them, so it's just the sound of wet
Yeah,
slapping
yeah,
on the
yeah.
ground.
Is there another colour board pen anywhere kicking around?
No.
I've got a sky blue Sharpie.
Okay, no. That's fine. We'll deal with red for now. I
Sharpie.
don't know where the rest of those have gone.
It's a fine liner.
Oh, fine line.
Cool.
But it's a fine liner. Does that make a difference?
No.
As we drop into initiative dirty 30. Dirty 30?
Dirty 30.
Oh,
Hey,
Dirty 30.
Need a couple of
cheating.
hundreds.
Hey, yeah, stop looking up my birthday plans.
You see as the five of the we'll call them veterans for now,
Yep.
advance forward with their shields raised towards you.
Yeah.
They can't see where you are, so they're going to make exactly where you are, at least. So these guys are just going to use their turn to make perception checks upon you, see if they can accurately locate you. One gets a nat 20.
Oh, no.
He's right exactly there.
And sort of like points directly at you with their sword, and you see the gleam in his elfish eyes as he sort of like catches the glimmer of your fey being, as he also has a little bit of fey in himself.
Damn it.
He's there! As the 5 with spears are all going to attempt to throw them at you.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
It'll
whatever.
still be at this because it's an invisible target.
It will still be a disc, yes.
Yeah.
Um,
I've just got to survive long enough.
If we become visible, I can save you.
Oh, I need to be visible?
Yeah.
I know we need to worry about that.
First one's a miss.
Nice.
Hey.
Second one's a miss. Lucky it's a disc.
Nice.
There's a poem.
The giant spider's good at stealth.
Lucky it's a disc. The second one's a miss.
Never a good
No
climbers.
problems, that one.
Third one's a miss.
Thanks, Cal.
Ooh, that
Cal, can you
one.
confirm?
Fourth one's going to hit.
Okay.
Now we're
Ow.
poetry expert.
And fifth one's going to miss. So
It's
one
nice, aren't we?
spear is going to get you.
Yeah, go on then. Hang on. I'm going to roll. This isn't the roll
David
for the
Bowie.
concentration check.
Oh, that's max damage on the spear for 9 damage.
Okay, well, that's okay. I'm still firmly
Yeah.
alive.
These 5 spears come towards you, dodge the first
I guess I need
4,
to, yeah.
but the 5th one just catches you across your sort of torso, and you see as a spurt of blood comes out of the air.
It's not so cool.
That will be the
That'll be awkward.
the red guard. Then we'll go over to Reed. No, sorry, then we'll go to Quinn. My bad.
Concentration check.
Oh, yeah, I need to make a
Oh,
concentration
Please
check.
give me a
What
concentration
is it?
check.
9, 10.
On invisibility, it'll be 10.
Yeah, fine.
Nice, cool.
Still invisible.
Damn, so I can't save you.
Sorry.
That's all good.
We'll go over to Quinn.
How far up am I from the straight?
I'd say, how high do you want to be?
It would have been a loose, like... it probably would have been like 120-ish feet. Like,
Okay.
and,
Oh,
like
God.
being real, I wouldn't have got like close.
You wouldn't have gotten close. That's a good
No,
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
I would like to fly down in such a way. So I've got 50 feet of flight.
Yeah.
I will come down 50 feet, so I'm 70 feet away.
Mhm.
But I'd like to do so in a way that makes it look like I'm not paying attention to what's going on. I'm just a person flying about the city.
Okay.
Who you telling it to?
Give me
I'm
just a
still
performance check.
Cool.
Or deception, your choice.
Which one's better? It's going to be deception 16.
16? Yeah, you do a decent job of that.
Just doing that.
They're pretty preoccupied with the invisible assailant.
Yeah, you see as they are pretty preoccupied here, as you see 5 spears get chucked towards some air.
And one of them.
Obviously, readying a spell uses the spell slot.
Yes.
Would you allow me to ready a subtle spell?
I'd allow you to ready a subtle spell,
Cool.
as long as we go by, you've
Yeah,
used the slot and everything.
I've spent the slot, I've spent the sorcery point,
Mhm.
and I'm going to ready a subtle vortex warp.
Cool.
For if Reed becomes visible, I'm teleporting them the fuck out of there.
Cool, okay, nice.
But that's me.
Cool. Reed, you're up.
Do
Question.
we get to try and perceive?
It hasn't hit the top of the
Okay,
turn again yet.
How enclosed is this space I'm in right now?
It's open. You're in a military yard at the back of a building. You can see a canal to the other end of the yard from where you are. The
Yeah.
double doors are behind you and sort of below you a bit. You're sort of at level with the floor of the balcony that is like above the yard. So you got quite close.
Yeah, the thing is, horses aren't very subtle.
Dice
are they?
really threw this, huh?
Sorry, everyone. Not quite the intention. But here we are.
Hey, Reed, do you want to come with me so I'm not alone? Oh, no.
Hey, you're learning a lesson now. I'm sorry, Dan. This wasn't
Don't
really.
apologise to me. The dice were
If anything,
Guys are like, fuck you.
you had
today.
advantage on stealth.
I thought it'd be fine. I'm on the balcony, you say, or basically at the balcony.
You're at the level of the balcony.
I'm
yeah.
still invisible.
You're still invisible, yeah.
Great.
Go inside.
The balcony door is closed, but the double doors beneath you are open,
Oh, screw
Ooh,
this.
cool.
which are, I'd say, are about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And as is the balcony door, about 10
Cool.
feet away.
Cool. I'm going to turn into a giant spider,
Okay, nice.
Still
so
invisible.
I can climb up on the roof,
Yep.
which is relatively out there. I get the other side of the roof, so they can't.
What's your climb speed here?
30 feet.
30 feet. Yeah, if you turn to a giant spider where you are,
Yeah.
sort of grab onto the
Yeah.
the lip of the balcony, and yeah, you could get, I'd say, about onto the arch of the roof.
Okay. Question,
Yes.
because I might choose to dash now.
Okay.
How close is the next building?
It's like attached buildings, so
Oh,
like,
it's attached?
the roof
Terraced.
is touching. Yeah,
Brill.
terraced, yeah.
Then I'm not doing anything else about it. I'm dashing, and I'm just going to start sprinting down the roofs.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say you make it one roof over
Nice.
with an extra. How much was it again? 50 feet. Actually.
I'm now on 60 feet of movement
total.
total.
Well, mine would be 30, but then once you're on the roof.
Oh, yeah, you still get your
can
movement
just walk.
speed.
Does it
Yeah,
have
yeah.
walk speed as well?
Yeah, walk speed of 30 as well.
Oh, okay. You don't even need to dash.
Right.
So you can just you get to the top of the roof, you kind of pull yourself over, and you can just walk.
Or you can
I'm
dash
still
and get moving.
I'll probably still dash. I just
Yeah.
want to get out of there.
If you dashed, you could actually move the 30 feet, probably get to the other side of the building, and then climb down again. If you at least a bit.
I don't really want to go where my compadres are.
Okay.
Just in case they've got some sort of spell where they can track me.
Cool.
So I'm just going to sprint in the direction I know we need to go
Cool.
eventually.
You can get 2 roofs across. I'd say in that case.
Cool. Brill.
Quinn, a few roofs over, you see a giant spider suddenly appear and go.
I don't really want to drop the invisibility.
Yeah, I mean,
don't think.
Dan,
I
give
don't
me a
know.
perception check at this.
Yeah, because they're invisible. Isn't it? 13.
Nah.
I'm just there like side eyeing down, like watching these
Trying
soldiers
to look casual.
like hitting. Like, so Reed's gone. They've started attacking. What's happening?
Yeah, I can't really do anything else, can I?
You wait a good 6 seconds and then burn that spell, I guess, as well, which is a good.
Oh, if it gets back around to my turn, I might just loose it on someone.
Teleport someone else away.
Teleport someone else towards yourself.
Yeah, there's
spell
nothing-
still goes off as
There's
if it
nothing I
was
can
for
do with
Reed.
my bonus action,
Okay.
sadly. So I'm just going to keep running.
Cool. Go to the sergeant's turn. Can't see where you are.
Excellent.
Goes back round to the guards. You can't really see them anymore, but Quinn, from this vantage, you can see as they all begin searching.
Is there anyone walking by in the street, like any passers by?
Yeah, there's a few people coming and going. It's a lot of military traffic, but there are definitely passers-by.
I can turn someone else invisible.
I just had the most chaotic idea.
No
Do
one.
it. Do
Pick
it.
a horse.
Teleport
No,
passerby into the
um,
building.
Do those Forge Titans count as creatures?
No.
Damn it.
Oh, no. So
Vortex Warp has no size limit.
They are piloted things,
Cool.
unfortunately.
All good.
okay.
But in that case, I'd like to pick a random passerby who's just walking down the street and teleport them into the courtyard.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yes. High five.
It's subtle spelled.
Okay, give me just a d20 here.
Does
This
that
is
mean
just
no
to
one knows it's you
determine
that did it?
what kind of person it is. Higher's going to be better for you here.
Cool. 13.
13, cool. Just a sort of civilian
Yeah.
that's walking down the street.
Oh,
You see
no.
person holding hands with just another person next to them is just pulled out of
Cool.
existence.
But they get to save.
They get saved. Oh, okay.
A con save DC 17.
They don't get to see.
It flashed a 20, but in fact landed on a 2.
Cool. They're in the courtyard.
Yeah,
And
so
then I just fly.
You're not even going to stay to watch what you've
No,
done.
I can't. I fly about 10 feet over us and just go, run. Run, I don't know where Reed is.
Right, well, this went about as well as we could have fucking expected. Let's keep moving.
That's brilliant.
We, from our point of view, watched you fly out, do a circle, came back to say, "Run! It's gone wrong." God, wait, what? Oh God!
Oh yeah, you would have seen anything.
You
about
don't
it.
see anything. I got 1 on my
We're
perception
just
check,
like,
so I
oh,
didn't even
they're-
see you leave.
Yeah, I got 7 on mine.
We're doing,
Yeah.
oh, they're doing
No.
spear throwing training now. I guess.
You see a few spears come over the room.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
What's what that was about? Oh,
And then
man,
suddenly
okay.
someone who's walking just in front of us disappears.
as you're kind of walking down the street or running down the street, however, you see as a few men burst out the front of the office of the Red Gallant, sort of look around, swords and shields raised. You see a figure in a red helmet come out alongside them and sort of like point as like 2 men go one way down the street, another 2 go another direction down the street. But for now we're going to call it out of initiative order. As you've escaped the office of the Red Gallant.
How was that person who was holding hands doing? The
Um,
one who's
you're-
in the street.
You're not sure you've run away. Oh, the person with the holding hands, they're just sort of looking around in confusion. They actually, you see as they sort of like go up towards the guards and like sort of like ask what's happening and like, as you guys sort of walk
I
away
was
from
really
the scene.
hoping
at
the
this
guard
point.
to think that it was that guy.
Yeah.
Just arrest him.
We hope it's a rest.
Yeah,
They were very quick to throw spears.
that's why I moved
Yeah.
very quickly, because
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume it's a rest and live the rest of my day out.
Yeah, you live your life blissfully.
Yeah.
Let
right.
the other person just weeping in the street.
They're like tying flowers to a fucking lamppost.
God, this
In
is
lieu of a
not.
tour guide, Rodeo, where the fuck are we going?
I'm gonna.
Let's keep going.
I'm gonna just maneuver my way so that I'm scuttling along a wall near everyone else.
Okay,
We're
yeah.
still invisible.
Still invisible.
Easy to do.
That was so quick.
If you manifest, I'm just splatting you on instinct. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think you're a large creature currently,
I'm
right?
large.
I will still.
I'm large.
If a giant spider appeared just out of nowhere on
There'd
the
be
wall
death.
next to me,
Just
I would
checking.
start shooting.
So
Yeah,
we
what are you
all
checking?
started running away.
Walking.
Walking quickly.
No, we're not.
I was going to say, because all of these gallants have just come out of the front.
And you're all
we
like,
stop.
Yeah, they
You,
start
you guys
people
would have
running
had
away.
plenty of notice to get out before they could get through the building.
Okay,
so
true.
you'd have
So
been already walking.
We are out of
Very
Are
good
we all
way away.
moving as a group?
I believe so.
I guess.
So, I mean, apart from
apart from Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Just
was a
hope
group
that the
stealth
one
check
guy-
made earlier that we can
I
we can
will-
keep on with, or
meet up with you guys like a street or two over, just in case they see
Okay.
the person flying has
Sweet, yeah.
landed.
I'm going to sort of back behind us in the opposite direction. I'm going to use thaumaturgy,
Yeah.
and make it sound like someone's like there's a scuffle going on,
nice.
like a bit of don't push, like watch it, that kind of like.
Put that light out!
Coronel gets his soundboard out.
Get back to your dormitory.
with your passive, coroner, you hear as the sergeant sort of go,
Dictionary.
"Oh, over there, a scuffle." Kill them. Slay them on sight as we did with those others.
They're in the street. Everyone dies.
It's in the news. The Red Gallants have killed 800 civilians.
There's like a wave of violence, like as they comb everyone.
The woman who's looking for the person who got disappeared goes over to the guards, like, "Oh, have you seen this guy? He looks like this." And they're like, "You're with him."
Quinn, as you're sort of flying around this district as well, you get a privileged sight that not a lot of the people on the ground can see due to the smog and devices and other kind of exhaust fumes that emanate off of this city. But as you breach up and around through the clouds, you actually see a few airships hovering around this city. Equally, some of them armored equally as much as the Forge Titans, almost matching them in scale. Others you see very much civilian vessels, orbiting this grand citadel of the Forge Father. You see about 5 of these massive airships floating around the city.
Heavily armored airship is crazy. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've got those in real life, but like,
they sucked in real life.
Yeah.
This is way better.
Oh, it's a couple streets over.
Do-do-do,
I'll land and just be like,
do-do-do. Walking.
so. I don't know
What
where
did you do?
I didn't do anything. I told
Trusted Reed.
I told Reed to flutter in invisibly and see what they could see.
Right,
And then
so
the
you
next
got Reed kill.
and the next thing I knew, the soldiers were attacking the ground. And I don't know what happened. I don't even know if Reed made it out of there.
While this conversation is going on, I would like to climb to a outside of punching range roof.
Not out of shooting
Drop
range,
the
though.
invisibility and wave as a spider until they notice.
Coroner,
Like fucking
almost
stick
immediately you notice this kind of you're sort of still wary about the eyes and
Yeah.
things like that, and you're kind of darting around at all times, especially with there's something going on, and you immediately see this spider just appear out of fucking nowhere.
Danger! Oh.
Yeah, fucking.
All weapons are just immediately turned you, apart from Coroner, who's just like, oh hey Reed.
Right.
I'm going to assume.
I hope that's Reed.
Shadow of
You see
Got
the
like
kind of
that as weird,
this
isn't it?
trail of crunchy
I wish you
leaves.
wouldn't.
Oh yeah, there's a leaf
Oh,
spider.
a
isn't it?
slightly leafy spider.
Okay, it's leaving. There we go. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Flammable. Right.
It's just aesthetic.
I'm glad you're okay, little friend.
Don't touch it.
Spiders are fine.
You see, as you're kind of walking down the thing here, you see as a large warforged, one of the big war constructs, kind of is coming past at this point with a smaller warforged companion, and the large one kind of speaking to its companion, sort of looks down at you in this large spider form. Brother, what is that? As it's kind of like plodding down the street, and you hear as the kind of smaller of the two. I'm not sure. I've never seen something like that before. You see as it like this smaller warforged comes over towards you, and kind of like you see as a lens flicks down over its eyes.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Brothers.
Greetings.
Apologies, this is our pet.
What is it?
Large spider found in the woods quite a way away, but we managed to domesticate it. It's a great pack horse.
A spider. Wow.
I wink with 4 of my eyes.
Quite
Very well trained.
unsettling.
Watch this. Jump. Boing.
Reed takes a moment to figure out all the legs.
Immediately splat. Like,
What are your names?
Oh, I'm Gimbal and this is Blade.
Hello, Gimble and Blade. When you're in the city, pleasure to meet you. And I will touch my thing and just recite
What I love.
like one of the canticles of creation.
Kind of like see as Gimbal sort of like looks around and sort of, you preach openly.
I preach subtly, but I feel it's important to find other like-minded souls.
There are some of us in the city.
Give us a minute, and I just sort of try and walk off with these two for a second. Where would they? Is there somewhere where these such people would meet and congregate?
They'll
I said,
find.
fuck off, I'm fucking off.
Yep.
They'll find you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
you turn around and they're like, hello, you can meet us here.
We found you. Wonderful.
I'll make sure you're found.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm sure I'll see
giving
you
mad
later.
assassinate vibes right now.
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm sure I'll see you later.
Maybe not me, but some of the order.
Yeah, go on, just give that.
Some of the order.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm dead. And yeah, I'll bash them once more and I'll return.
Cool. You kind of see it's just
Right,
Gimbal
well,
came
no,
away
I'll
with you.
create
Blade
you
sort of
guys.
stayed plodding along with your group as the kind of two of you drop back. Very curious about what you are. As you see this figure with one arm that appears to be a giant. You actually have been around rodeo enough to see that it's a giant cannon, and his other arm is a big blade.
Nice.
I want
Bitches
one
love
of those.
cannons.
I'll trade my flesh arm
He
Um,
for
kind of
a
like
cannon
plods
arm.
alongside you.
I'll like sort of like scuttle up to the foot and see if it like reacts in any way to me being near it.
It kind of like is quite cautious not to tread on you,
Okay.
but yeah, just sort of keeps its gaze fixed on you.
I'll sort of look at them slightly intensely and look at the spider and go, it's called bog water.
Bog water.
I'm gonna just jump onto its foot.
Kind of like
Screams.
yeah, it's sort of like
hate spiders.
almost jumps away, but then like it's. And he looks over towards Gimbal and says, "Brother, what do I do?"
Sounds like the dial-up internet noise.
Yeah. you see as like a router device is like floating over the lot of you. As yeah, this thing's just stopped there with you on its foot as Gimbal comes up.
It's friendly and harmless. It shouldn't hurt him.
Good. And you see as kind of Gimbal begins to sort of like tentatively try and put his hand onto you there, Reed.
I'll allow it.
When he kind of like crunches the leaves a bit, and it's like a very interesting texture.
It's quite a unique specimen.
What
Fairly
a can.
magical. I can't say I'm much of a I don't know the word.
Spiderologist.
Spiderologist. So I can't know too much, but yeah. Great companion.
Anyone who isn't a spiderologist is forbidden from knowing too much about spiders.
It's just
Forbidden
forbidden knowledge.
If you
Spider
ask
knowledge.
too much, they like
They
you.
come for you.
Yeah.
We looked too far.
Those are the people who are going to
We
fight you
don't
later, Carl.
All we saw was legs.
Cool. Having been scruffed, I'll jump off and rejoin the gang.
Right.
Can't see his blade kind of like looks down.
Much to do. Pleasure to meet you both.
Blade nods and begins to plod back down the street. Gimbal kind of like gives one more look to the lot of you and begins to follow along with Blade.
Boy, let's go see an artificer about a dog.
Which
Right.
one would you like
Yeah,
to
fucking all of
see
them.
here? There is Erad Hyrachron from the guy looking for ingredients and things for his inventions, and then there is the one. what was the other one? All right. You would know that the other one is in this district 2 at the hammer at Gnomish Gadgetry.
Cool. That's the one that wants the escort.
That's the one that wants the escort, yes.
Go to one by way of the other.
Yeah, I figure if one wants an escort and they want it now, then we might as well go to the other one, find out what they want, and then if we find it while we're escorting,
Yeah, we can be on the lookout
we
the whole day.
can
Can't
fucking
we?
have it.
All right.
To Eridyrocron.
Cool. He is at the Clockwork Armory.
Clockwork Armory. Radio, lead on.
Yeah. Coroner, once again, this being a mirror of the city that you were sort of born in, pretty easy for you to find
Oh, sweet. We do have a tour guide.
this armory.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
As you see the frontage here, you see that not a single part of this building appears to be stationary, as it is covered with immense cogs, arms, levers, and people and warforged scurrying all over the surface of the building, in and out of the building, pulling things, repairing things. You see welders on the roof, sparks flying off of their workings. You see as small warforged constructs are going up and down the building, pulling various levers which seem to operate small arms and cranes, passing things around this enormous shop of artifice. As you are welcomed inside, you see devices are very strong in presence here. The roof of this place is bustling with them, as you see more floating in through the ceiling itself and crashing in to the fellow devices as well as the ceiling of this building. There is a large circular desk in the middle with an area for a few staff members to be inside of this circle. As you see the walls covered in workbenches, racks of armor, you see weapon racks holding every kind of weapon you could imagine here. Almost all of them seem to have some kind of moving part to them. However, even the swords seem to have small buttons and triggers on them, doing what you're not quite sure as you enter Gnomish Gadgetry. You enter the Clockwork Armory.
Oh, this place is a fucking lot, isn't it?
It's a lot of metal.
Yeah.
You see, inside, similarly, there's cogs and things moving God knows what in and around this building. You see little tracks of parcels moving in and around the desk as people pull things off of them.
All right, there's a front desk.
There's a central desk here with a few staff members around it.
On over.
Greetings.
Hello, looking for Eridyrocron.
The master.
Yeah, them. There was a notice said they were looking for doodads and what dads and other kind of dads for their work.
You're here to
Hot
help.
dads. Yeah, here to help,
Good.
essentially.
Please follow me.
Consider yourself followed.
You see as a portion of the desk raises up on hydraulic arms high enough for this warforged being to step out of this kind of circle of desk comfortably. As you see him stroll to the back of this room, a flight of stairs begins to wind down on a series of clockwork spirals as it kind of like lowers down before him as he reaches the rear of the shop, and this staircase hits the ground as he begins to ascend up this wrought iron staircase that has just descended before you. So, follow.
Like I said, consider yourself followed, mate.
He takes you up 2 flights of stairs as you are taken through this cylindrical building. You see on this first floor, the one above the sort of shop floor, you see staff in the uniform of the Clockwork Armory, which appears to be a gold sort of jumpsuit filled with pockets of tools. Are crafting various items up here. You see this is the main craft floor of the Clockwork Armory. There's a section devoted exclusively to weaponry and a section exclusively dedicated to armor. Up here you see not a lot of other kind of things are being made here. As you progress up to the second floor, you see a series of offices that sort of overlook the this working area down below with a large series of large windows on the one side of them. As you go up this final wrought iron staircase, he leads you through to the largest office, and you see on the door is written Forge Lord Erad Hyracron.
Forge. Bloody hell.
That's cool.
It's a good name.
Here's 2 metallic raps on the door. Master, there is a group of 6 individuals here. They wish to help with your work. Give us a minute. As you hear this kind of frantic,
Bone regard.
you see some bones through the door as you kind of hear the sound of metal scraping, things clattering around, hitting the floor as someone is clearly making their way through a room filled with things. As you see a small crack in the door open, and you see a gnomish face peek out through.
Nice.
Hello.
Yes,
Erad Hyracron.
that's me.
Nice. Can we come in?
You see as he kind of like looks behind him, and you can just see chaos. He's like, let's take a walk maybe. And he kind of like slips out of the door without like revealing too much of what's inside, and like closes it behind him, locks it. Please follow me.
Consider yourself followed.
As you
I
see,
love catchphrases.
you see as he kind of like slowly makes his way past the Warforged that's still standing there, that's slowly plodding down to the like other stairs. Let's go at a bit of a better pace. Thank you for coming. What I need is some very rare items for
Don't we all?
invention I'm working on. And also, secondarily to this, I'm looking for volunteers willing to test out my new equipment.
Absolutely. Yep.
When you say volunteers,
Yes.
no payment at all.
No, you'll be very well compensated if you're willing to take on the dangers.
Second question.
Yes.
Dangers?
Yeah, well, I make weapons and armor.
Ah, I see.
Oh, God.
Amazing. Excellent. Delightful. I know.
You know?
Yeah, I know. Your work's made it across the other side of the world, mate.
I presume it has. My suits are the finest in the land.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm happy to help.
This is awfully intimidating.
Yeah, fucking should be.
Can I insight shadow?
Cool. Yeah. Do you want to make an intimidation check?
Yeah, why not?
So I'm trying to get a read of like, do you know this guy? Are you like threatening him?
I'm as intimidating as I should be.
What was it?
Fuck it, burn it to earn it. It was a nat 1. Let's
Cool.
see if I can make
You
it
can
a
do better than
legendary.
I believe.
Come on.
Legendary.
Ah, boo, there is a 1 there, but
Only got 11 on insight.
16.
16. He got a nat 1.
Yeah.
You see as he kind of like gets even smaller before you as he kind of like shrinks down. I assure you, I just sell the suits.
Hey,
Anything.
like I said, mate, I've heard that your work does very well, which is why I am happy to help.
Good. Yes. Well, you'll be happy to know the product I want your help with is actually the suit of armor. I'm looking to build
Get shot.
the finest suit of clockwork armor the world has ever seen.
How many has the world seen?
Quite a few.
Okay.
My designs have been, with no great skill, I might add, copied and worked upon by other forge masters, other forge lords. Some from the other place.
Any in this city?
Yes, quite a few. Not as good as mine, but yes, quite a few. Mine are the original, you see.
Oh, right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Back to the initial thing. What items do you need?
Yes, the
Yes.
items. Yes. I'm going to need 10 bars of adamantium.
Fucking hell.
Right.
I also will need 4 bars of mithril.
Watching everyone quietly note down, smugly knowing I'm not going to remember any of this.
I will also need. Do you know the Lake of Fortitude?
Do we?
Heard of it? Yeah.
Well, it's the north end of the Golden Kingdom. They have a very unique substance there called perm ice. It is ice that can be made permanent into structures and shapes. I need a very specific part made of this perm ice, and he kind of gives you a design, or he kind of implies that he'd give you a design specification for this.
We're
This
after some
perm ice.
permice lenses ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you want that's made of permice?
it's part of the infrastructure that allows the clockwork armor to move.
So is it a lens?
It's not exactly a lens,
Cool.
but it is part of the focusing array that helps with the weaponry.
Right. So it's part of a focusing array which helps with weaponry.
Oh.
Which sounds a lot like a fucking lens.
It's sort of like a lens, but
Right,
not
okay.
exactly like a lens.
Right.
It's a focusing array.
I guess a lens for the layman,
Yeah,
not for the
so-
specialist.
How tricky would they be to come across were we to end up there? Are we looking like once in a blue moon you'll get a lens made of permice?
Oh,
or
they're-
if you've got permice, there'll be fucking loads of them.
The craftsmen work to specification if you need them
Christ. Excellent.
They're the only three things you need.
to. From outside of the city, yes.
Will you be supplying us with funds to purchase these things, or is it we bring you the receipts afterwards?
If you'd bring me the receipts afterwards, that'd be
Alright.
good.
Fantastic.
I will sign a contract with you detailing
And-
this.
Payment for getting these items or helping with the research, would that just be monetary? Would that be, are you open to the idea of trade?
I'm
Because
very open to the idea of
We
trade.
have a list of items that we're actually looking for as well, that if you could help with at all, including things such as, like we say, the permice lenses, a small arcane core, silk from spiders of Erdroth, captured elemental energy, a master craftsperson, but I doubt you can travel around with us, bottled lightning that's raw, some ancient Jedi, or water from another plane.
Oh no, we got the water from another
Got the
plane.
water from another plane?
Yeah.
I could.
What?
Take that from off the list.
We didn't get it. We already had it.
Oriax just made
Yeah,
a
it was
portal to the
given to us.
warplane and
Yeah.
gave you some.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't Oriax the one who wants the stuff?
No, Aldous is the one that wants
Oh,
the
of
stuff.
course he
and
is.
He
Sorry.
no longer has his spell book.
Right. So would you be able to possibly provide any of those items should we fulfill either the testing needs or the shopping list?
Did you mention the power core? Sorry,
I mentioned everything.
you mentioned the power core. He said I could provide you with a power core depending on what you need.
Oh yeah, the power core's a fucking reason we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
And then the specs.
All right, well, that's fine. We've just got to find Adamantium
kinda like-
and Mithril.
Kind of like looks at the specs, says, "I'd say this is a fair trade for what I've asked for."
Inside.
I was going to say any kind of check we can make to see
Yeah.
if that is indeed a fair
everyone,
trade.
anyone-
As a bargainer myself.
yeah.
Yeah. Can
As
I?
someone whose heart's made of this shit, I fail.
As a capitalist dog.
14.
Dirty 20.
12.
16.
With the dirty 20, you gleam that certainly this would probably be a fair trade for the item, for the price. You also kind of gleam that while he is an expert craftsman, his focus is definitely in weaponry and armor. This is a very important piece of tech for a very specific item. You think he could probably do it, but it's certainly not his forte. As this seems to be as he kind of like looks over the power core, you gleam this sort of would be a custom job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But you might be able to give us the funds to get one off of somebody else.
Oh, we
need
And a recommendation.
what about the other items that are on there? Anything that you have? Bottle lightning, elemental energy.
Afraid I don't really dabble with that kind of stuff, but
Maybe you start. Clockwork armor, powered by an elemental.
not power cores here suffice. But I could provide you with other things, weaponry and armor, my specialties.
Yeah, that would work.
So, just so I can make a note of it, I know we're going to write a contract, but just so I can make a note of it in my brain, it's definitely not like a sieve. How much are you going to pay us for the 10 bars of adamantium, 4 bars of mithril, and a permice lens? That's not a lens, it's a focusing array.
Well, I'll compensate you for the cost of any items that you accrue. Obviously, the lower the better would be my preference. But
Oh,
lot-
means we've got to get receipts. Some rodeo, remember we've got to get receipts.
Yeah, I can do that.
alongside
I wrote
that,
everything down.
I could grant you each 1,000 gold for your troubles,
That's-
or alternatively, an item of higher value.
Do any work on Warforged?
Of course, I could even integrate them into your body if you
That's
so
what I
please.
was asking for. All right.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder-mounted cannon.
I was going to say
Florida.
chest cannon, but
Yes!
yeah,
I
right away.
think,
I mean, I'd say the 1,000 gold.
yeah,
myself.
some of us take gold, some of us take.
Of course you can, yes.
Do you?
No, there's nothing there.
Could I? Everybody else kind of did an insight check on other stuff. Could I do an insight or some other kind of check just to see, like, how obtainable these things are? Because like you said adamantium, and I immediately went, oh, fuck us, I
Unobtainium.
guess. Yeah, I was like, is it common? Where would we know where to go?
Cool.
Why is he not just like putting in an Amazon order and getting it shipped in?
How much is this going to cost?
And how
us?
much? Yeah, how dangerous is it going to be to get this stuff if it's like only formed in like the ass of a volcano or something?
It's definitely, you would know it's definitely gotten rarer since Yarak closed its gates.
Oh, the dwarves.
Yeah, Mithril
course.
dwarves.
Yeah. That's why you think he's probably in this situation of not being
Oh,
able to get a
because-
reliable source
okay.
of it. Quinn, as a dweeb, you would especially know that the primary source of adamantium on this plane, as far as you're aware, comes from the mines beneath Yarak.
Oh, and if Yarak is closed off, I assume the mines are closed off as well.
Nothing has come out of there since the doors
Finite
have closed.
amount of adamantine.
So we need to fight our way
We
through
either need to
Jarak.
go or find an alternative source.
Or thievery.
You'd think the best place to find it would still be somewhere in Nargoli, you assume,
Yeah.
being that that's where most of it is produced, but
How much is a bar?
Yeah, how
Are we
much would a
talking,
bar
like,
of that be?
the size of
Probably-
the table?
a
Like,
bar probably
big
used
pocket?
to be about 500 gold, and it has inflated quite considerably.
I meant like in terms of size.
but
What's the quantity?
yeah, just like
Oh,
a,
so like an actual like a regular ingot.
Yeah, like an
of-
ingot,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not like several tons.
Yeah.
Regular
Okay.
ingot.
So
You
it's
have,
like
you know,
50
Just yeah, a
Yeah,
standard ingot.
your classic.
Yeah,
What's
classic
your
ingot.
adamantium? Do we know where to get Mithril?
at Mithril, probably from the elves.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said Mithril.
Oh,
dwarves,
so like
elves.
Droth. Or Droth.
Oh, so that's your
Were
kind
you
of
gonna say
neck of the
something
woods,
else?
isn't it?
Yeah,
I
you
was, yeah. We sort of
You
leans
have.
in and the guys.
Would you have mentioned Droth aloud?
Yeah.
You have access to the Underkingdom of the elves.
I don't have access to the capital city, do I? Or do I?
You might be able to, being a citizen of Ildroth,
Yeah.
but you've certainly never been to Erdroth.
I'm a citizen. So, citizens' rights. I was going to ask you. Do you make bicycles?
I could make you a bicycle, but not really my specialty. I could mount a weapon to a bicycle that you have. I'd be much better at that.
Well,
Or
my-
armor a bicycle up as a combat vehicle.
My bicycle, sadly, is not currently with us.
How have you got about armoring a bicycle?
You kind of like
Tank
rolls out
tracks.
a plan in front of you, and it all just sort of makes sense.
Oh.
He had it. Fuck.
Nice.
Well,
Okay.
no more
Yeah,
questions
I
for
can
me.
make that.
Perfect, yeah.
No more questions.
Can we all get that? That sounds great.
I'm just like through on armored bicycle.
Well, yeah,
Bicycle circus is
unspecifically armored bicycles.
Yeah.
Just everyone knows they're armored. Don't worry about
With
it.
like little front-mounted cannons
Yeah.
and bells.
Yeah.
Make it work in your own heads.
Yeah. Oh, I'm making it work.
I'm picturing one of those. Like,
Something was worth at least 50,000 gold, and I was being asked to go retrieve it. Personally, I would ask for more than just 1,000 gold for the shipping.
It's 1,000 gold each.
6,000
for
gold.
the shipping.
So that's what, 3%?
Or he
No,
did
no,
say an item of a much higher
12%.
value.
He did say that.
so money or a coupon?
Basically, yeah.
What's the deal with this? These prototypes you want testing?
Well, I'd like you to test the armor out as well, and maybe some of my weaponry if you've got time.
We can do
Yeah,
that
wait.
much quicker.
I'm assuming we can only test out the weaponry because you haven't built the armor yet on account of we haven't gone on a wander for you.
Well, you could test out the weaponry now if you so choose, but
What kind of tests would you like us to do?
Go
How
out
many?
Go out into the forest and kill something for me?
Specific something or vague something?
I could think of a few targets if you're willing.
I mean, I can find a few targets if I can be bothered.
We could
If you have one, let me know.
happy to leave this place with a few weapons in tow.
An enemy from the other city?
I see. Yeah, all right. What's the names?
You'll have to just find them in the forests, I'm afraid.
Just any of them.
So
They
literally
look at
any poor sausage from the other city, if they're wandering in the forest, take them out.
Tell me what happens.
Sweet, yeah, fucking get on.
What you got?
Surely they've all signed an NDA, an IPA. So
Oh, if you're
how are we to know which city they're from? We can't even ask.
Well, you'll have to just gauge it, really.
So just kill. I like you.
I can honestly say I don't.
Their uniform's a bit different to ours.
Do we
Aye,
have to use it on
true.
people from the other city, or if we get attacked by like 47 wild boar, can we unload it on them?
Yes, I just want to know what the weapons do.
Fantastic.
You don't know what they do.
Hang on.
Well, that's
You make them, man.
not what they do, how they would react to being shot at a living
What
thing.
Can we see them?
Yeah, we need to know
is it a
what it
ranged
is.
weapon?
We're all thinking of what it might be. Let's see what it actually is.
Cool.
I think we've all got very different
a
ideas. in
throbbing
our head right
magical
now.
orb on a stick.
You could like low-key out of above table, like get this before the escort mission. And just
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that's not
This
a
is the
bad
plan.
shout.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the plan.
That's a good shout.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
want to look as threatening as possible walking through these streets.
Well, I wasn't expecting quite as many of you, but I've got
We
a
can
couple.
take
I
turns.
don't want one.
Have you not seen the posters?
We can share. Don't.
Fucking shut up.
He kind of like you see as he walks through on this second level, the main forge thing, and he heads over to a small item that is covered with a tarp. As he walks over this kind of gantry, he pulls this tarp off, and you see a gleaming gun platform underneath this tarp. You see a multi-barreled rotating cannon on a tripod sitting there gleaming in front of you. It has a small crank handle on the side. And yeah, you can see this, and he kind of like,
by the hair of Mistra.
I'm pretty sure that was made by Orm Gunnage.
you saying that to him?
No. Well, I mean, does Appleby know that design belongs to Orm Gunnage?
Kind of. This is my improvement on Gunnage's ancient grinding Gatling gun.
Nice.
This is Hyrachron's grinding Gatling gun.
Okay.
Nice. Well,
Has anyone seen this at all?
Not in action, no.
No, as in like
Some of my staff.
just your staff.
Yes, we keep things a bit secret here, as you might have noticed.
Gotcha. Cool. No worries. No worries.
How does it work?
Pointed at something, pull the handle.
what's it powered by?
Magic.
Fuck.
I can't help but notice it doesn't look very portable. Does it fold up into a handy-dandy carry case?
Allow me. I see. Oh, actually, wait, I'm way too small. Lift that up for me, would you?
It will be my pleasure. I'm just gonna. Is it really heavy?
You lift it up. It is pretty heavy. You think you'd definitely be at a disadvantage moving with this thing, but as you do pick it up, you see as the tripod kind of folds in neatly beneath it, and you could move with this thing, but yeah, definitely at some kind of disadvantage. As you go to put it down again, the tripod just sort of reactivates.
Okay. I assume it cannot be activated, like suspended.
You think you could?
As in, would it be like too unwieldy to be holding it in two arms and then use it?
Hold
like-
the crank with the other and go.
Yeah,
You can do that.
I like to imagine Rodeo picks it up and makes some kind of noise.
Yes.
Oh yeah, like how you know when cats,
Oh
you know when
yeah.
cats see a bright light and then
Yeah.
just go like. As soon as she walks in the room, she's like, "Hey, beautiful."
I mean, the other question.
Rodeo holds it and Reed holds onto the crank and flies in circles.
Still a
Something I was
spider.
going to say, get Reed to turn into like a massive turtle and just put it on his back, and there we go. We've got a like,
Giant turtle cannon.
yeah,
We got a fucking blast.
we have a
noise.
tank. Yeah.
Blastoise.
How strong is a giant spider? 'Cause I'm
Giant
still a spider
tortoise.
right now.
Oh God, are you?
Yeah, I'm keeping it.
Is he
I
okay
have a
with
plan.
that?
Squash him underneath the track.
Yeah, this guy's not said anything. Fuck
it, probably.
I wasn't. He's offered the spider 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about how I was going to sign a contract as a spider this whole time.
You've got to
see-
sign it 8 times.
You see, as the next thing, he sort of pulls this big tarp off, and you all sort of look around for a second, and then you just see on the floor this like handle and nothing else. He goes, a hard light blade, and you see as he kind of like raises it up, and a blade of pure light just comes out of the hilt. You see a crossguard is also formed here in the shape of blazing wings.
Oh, well, that's just against
what
my
colour's the blade?
entire-
It is a dark green sort of pulsing light.
That fucks. Shame I can't use swords.
What kind of weapon would that be, like, weapon type wise?
He kind of shakes it. It's a long sword. Shakes it again. It kind of takes the form of a battle axe.
Does it only have those 2 forms?
He changes it again. And it's a spear.
I guess to shave you like shaking it off in front of us, is there any form it can't take? Or is it just any melee
Gun.
weapon you can think of?
Yeah, Gatling
be.
gun.
Yeah, any simple or martial weapon you could wield.
Right. Cool.
Simple or martial.
Yep.
Does it only come in that kind of
Colour?
light?
I could make a custom one if you wanted to order one.
No.
Do you want a Vanta Black one?
I do want a Vanta Black one.
It'd be a great way to sneak attack someone that you place the hilt at the back of their neck and then turn it on.
I like the way you think.
What if you got it the wrong way around?
Then I deserved it.
Just hold it like that.
Can you? Is there a button to turn it off and on?
Kind of like hands over to you. Yeah, you see this kind of like small lever almost that you just press into the blade, and while you're holding it, you can sort of create these forms.
Nice. Does it radiate light? In any kind of radius?
Very dimly, but yeah, it's not a bright light.
Cool.
I'd say yeah, dim light to 5 feet.
Does anyone want the funky sword?
No, don't use swords.
Oh, you take it, my friend.
That plus shillelagh.
Yeah, fucking. If you want it,
I'm a spider, I can't ask for it right now.
I've travelled with you for a few days. I can read your body language. Do you want it? Just eyes staring at the sword.
Yeah, can you hold it?
Yeah.
I'm just like this.
Reed wants us to put him out of his misery.
Finally.
Just come back and read. Oi!
You weren't fucking talking. Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
And
Right, what the fuck did you say that was called? The hard light blade.
the hard light blade.
Sick.
Yes. And I have one last one. You see as he pulls off another tarp, and you see a gleaming shield there that is covered in small little arms on the outside of the shield.
Oh, I hate it.
This is the shield of grappling, and kind of like if you if someone is unfortunate enough to have one of their attacks blocked by this, it could grab onto them for the ease of you hitting them.
Is he holding the shield up?
He's got you see this is large for him. He's a gnome, and he's sort of just like presenting it sort of next to him. It's almost as big as he is.
Can I approach it for a hug?
You kind of like approach it, and you see as the arms sort of like take a combat position on the front of the shield. These little sort of metallic arms.
Is it just one pair of arms or lots?
There are 6 pairs of arms on the front of this shield.
6 pairs?
And you see like kind of cogs and wheels that are spinning around powering the arms as they kind of like almost you see as the arms kind of like twitch around as they see you.
Cool. I get closer.
You get closer.
Yeah.
It kind of as you get within 5 feet. Give me an athletics or acrobatic check.
Cool. That's going to be a 17. Acrobatics.
17. This thing tries to go for you. These like arms come at you with speed. You just manage to back out of the way as you hear them snap shut.
Sort of laugh, look to the guy. Not much of a hugger. And then walk back.
Does anyone use a shield?
Oh, I do.
In theory, I probably could. That thing, nah. Don't want to travel with it.
Above the table, I actually can't use the thing because Shillelagh only works on the wood of a quarterstaff, which doesn't have any wood, so don't worry about that.
If I carried a shield, I wouldn't be able to juggle. So.
I do use a shield currently, which is
Not proficient. I don't think I'm proficient.
it's too big for me though.
It's
isn't
too.
it?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not technically like a magic item,
Yeah,
so this
yeah,
won't scale to your size.
Yeah, I'll just keep being me.
I can use a shield. Why not?
Yeah.
Gives some extra if someone comes too close.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well,
I have to warn you now, if that thing ever touches me, I will end your life.
Don't come near it then.
Not just putting it out there.
do you want to get
Alright.
started now, or shall we draw up an agreement, or what? What would you like to do?
I mean, we should.
So,
yeah. What
you
is
don't
it?
know what's going to happen if I hit someone with this.
I have done some preliminary testing, but I've not. It's not seen extended combat. No.
Right. Is there any way in which it could backfire? Like, literally, if I press the button, will it go the wrong way?
I haven't seen how it interacts with other magic items, which is, why I'm interested to see it in combat.
You've not even hit that thing.
I don't want to damage my own things.
Hit the shield.
My things. You're damaging them.
You
Why
gave
did
them
you
to
give
us
them
to
to
test.
For science.
21 to hit.
Nice.
I mean, that beats the shit out of my AC.
That is
but-
coroner, I guess.
Ah! Don't defend
I mean,
at all.
I am specifically aiming for the shield.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you clang it against the shield. Could you both give me a d20 check, please?
Oh god.
9.
7. Just
Cool.
D20 check. 7.
Kind of like hits against the shield, and you see as it kind of like sparks a bit, but nothing seems to happen.
Sweet. I was fucking close to being a
Does
1.
the shield do anything?
Oh yeah, sorry. Give me a dex save, Cal.
Uno.
Yeah, just kind of as you were going directly for the shield, as you kind of go in for this strike, it just latches around you. Give me an athletics or an acrobatics
Oh, no, I
check,
fucking
please.
warned you.
I just raised
There-
the shield.
Coroner,
You hit it.
Less than 6 seconds ago.
You.
Get this fucking
Hit
thing
it.
off of me right now.
Is there a button I can press?
You kind of see a big lever at the back. You kind of like
Okay.
crank down.
You're not
and-
strong enough. You're like,
And a button that looks like a buzzsaw.
That's a good idea,
All right, I will admit that one was my fault.
Yeah,
Thank
you kind
you.
of walked into that.
That was a
Yeah.
good test.
Was.
Right, we know that one works. How much for testing these prototypes and stuff?
Yeah.
I'd say I'll give you 1,500 gold for your efforts, and if you bring back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess, bring back 6 of the enemy, and you can keep one of the items.
Plus 6 killed people.
Is that per 6
no.
kill people we get an item? Or.
I can't part with them all, but
You can.
Do they need
well,
to
I
be?
guess I could. But yes,
Do they need to be killed, or is it alright if I turn up with one that's being held by the shield, who's alive and well?
oh, if you can catch one alive, even better.
Okay.
oh, bring him in. Oh.
How do you feel being kidnapped by a shield?
Just 6 people grabbed by a shield.
Yeah, being dragged along in a long chain.
Could I get a quick rundown on the NDAs again, please?
Yes, you signed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't
no, I
remember
know.
it.
We're not allowed to discuss anything in the the one Nemesis city with anyone from outside the Nemesis city unless they hold NDA as well, something like that.
That is basically the essentials of it. So yeah, you cannot discuss anything you see, or you cannot inform anyone of anything you've seen or heard in the city. You can discuss things with people outside of the city as long as they also have an NDA from this city, and you. If you sign an NDA in the city with someone else, you have to also abide by that one. That's basically the rules.
Just like a side thing from where we walk around. Are there like places where you can get NDAs made? Is it a common thing where they can be like printed in this city?
You certainly, as you pass by, would have seen a few notary offices where you can get them sort of formalized. But you would kind of just gather from the culture in general that if people sign something like this together, they would expect it to be upheld.
Quick question about us testing this on people from the other city.
Yeah.
How is that not going to immediately tell them about the creations from this city by way of them being introduced to it, thus making us in legal term of section the first.
Shadow, they'll die.
You're not informing them of them. You're
They're
attacking them with
very
it.
informed of the things of which are killing them. And you said you wanted one alive.
Well, yes, if you bring him back here.
I don't think we
Yeah,
can.
but again,
yeah.
that's informing them because they will then see what is in this city.
But you're not telling them about things that you've seen in this city.
There's loopholes.
There's more than one way to pass
I don't think we could
information.
get them across the border.
Yeah,
They'd have to
'cause-
sign an NDA on their way in.
I'm imagining
Wording.
prisoners don't have to sign the NDA.
Inform or in any other way convey any information about this city, its people, creations, or buildings. Here is a creation from this city. In a way, by showing it to someone, whether or not that showing it to them is killing them, I'm in violation of that. And I don't quite know what being in violation of this NDA does, but I assume that it ends with my head not attached to my shoulders.
That's why I'm advising you kill them all.
The punishment is in accordance with the scale of the discretion. So if someone sees something you have from the city, I imagine they'll just be like, "No, don't do that." Oh, I bet there's like a merch. There's like a tourist thing where it's like, I went to Nemesis Alpha and all I got was I can't talk about it.
And all I got was redacted.
No, it's I went to redacted
Yeah.
and all I got was redacted.
This shit is-
Seeing as you're interpreting the contracts that we have signed in good faith, would you be willing to sign something to say that you would take on any legal fees should we actually be in breach of these contracts, seeing as we are doing them?
Any
for you?
legal
ramifications?
Yeah.
Yes, but a counter to that only as long as it came within the bounds of the experiments and not within your own discretion.
Yeah.
If we start running around being like, look at this!
Check this out, get that guy killed.
Yes, as long as that is clearly a part of the work contract that we sign, then I would be happy to sign it.
Do I, again, wasn't here when this was
Yeah.
introduced. Is this a magical contract in
Yes.
any way?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Right, again, so my worry is immediate violation of condition. The first,
You assume there's some kind of magical loophole here, being that they're at war with each other. You know that they are currently fighting one another and seemingly not just dying.
It'd be a really bad NDA if the soldiers couldn't use any weapons that they built.
Oh my god, right? Yeah.
The
They're like, we
contract-
can't
What?
shoot each other.
It's
One
a
of the
Cold
Nemesis
War.
cities signed one where they can't use weapons against the other and all ended up dying. They completely fucked it.
It's a
Is it-
massive war based entirely on fistfights.
I
is
should
it
say
not
it's
a Cold War.
It's a Cold War in the sense that neither city is attacking the other city. They fight it by proxy, by sending troops into the forest just to have at each other.
To test all their gear and
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. weapons
It's an arms race.
Right, cool,
That's
sweet,
one of the moon
delightful, excellent, fucking wonderful.
Okay, so there is likely to be fighting in the woods when we get there already.
100%.
We are entering an active war zone.
Oh, sick.
that would actually be good practice as well, actually.
For what?
And that's the war
Heading
that was
to the
declared
actual
on my
war
home
zone.
nation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as being in this military district, seeing this enhanced
Sorry again about
military
that.
presence, you think that's probably something to do with the fact war has been declared one kingdom over from here.
Yeah.
Do it. Right, so
And also we might get a test from all the people who come to this automata if that goes south. So
Yeah.
we might not need to leave the city at all.
Is there much interest or worth in us salvaging any unknown tech from fighters from the other side and bringing it here?
Oh, very valuable, yes. If you find anything, or if you manage to capture an enemy forge construct, then yes, you could.
I mean, that could be like a side objective for us while we're out there.
Coroner is now extremely worried, remembering where he was made.
Hmm.
Just okay, cool. Let's not let that out.
Can't talk about it.
Good.
Excellent, delightful.
So it was 1,500 between us, was it?
Between you, yes.
Between us, okay.
For the weapons testing.
But like I said, if you bring back
Six.
dead, you can have one of the
We're
items.
6 alive. I'm not killing anything.
and again, though, you keep saying you can't get rid of them all. You can give us all of the items. There's a price for that. How many of the others do you want?
capture a Forge Titan and you can have whatever you want.
I think you're forgetting.
Now.
You don't
That sounds
actually
like a
want
quest.
that shield.
You guys want maybe one of these items?
Yeah, but I might want to keep my sword, and I think if I tried to separate that gun from Rodeo, she would kill me.
You'll
currently
get
just
a lot of bullets in you.
She's currently cradling it like a
She was
child.
inscribing
Yeah.
her name into
Yeah.
into each bullet as well.
Between this light blade and this, my lightning blade, I'm really not very fucking sneaky.
Mm.
But also,
Cool as
this
well.
could be worth a lot.
Mm.
And currently, I've got to buy it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just
But yeah, fuck that shield.
Yeah, fuck
we'll
the
just
shield. We don't
read
want it.
any contract he presents and
Don't
just
do that.
Cool, yeah, you see
I
it's
know your hands are tempting.
this is just for the weapons testing. He's not even begun to detail the stuff in terms of getting the other items, as you guys sort of are still in discussion with that. But yeah, he writes out a contract with you about this weapons test, including the stipulation about bringing 6 people back, the stipulation about if you capture a Forge Titan, he will give you any item he has here, and yeah, about granting you 1,500 gold upon your return.
Does the contract verbatim say capture a Forge Titan?
Capture and bring back a Forge Titan.
Cool. And that's
to
it.
this
It just
guy.
says a Forge Titan.
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh no.
I don't like that.
go.
We may need to add an extra clause here. See, and rummaging through Applebee's pockets. I don't know. Does he have pockets? It's a unitard.
Just into the soil.
Yeah. Pulls out Jester's license and badge and token. And sort of. I don't really sign contracts because nothing I say or do ever matters. How do we?
It's fine. Your friends, if your friends are happy to sign the contract, I'll make sure they just keep tabs on you.
Rock and roll.
Did you sign the NDA?
Yeah, but I made them
The
add an
Justice
additional
version.
clause
Oh,
that says
It wasn't a
read
clause. He scribbled out a word and wrote Jester close to that word.
And then it was
Nice.
a Jester's contract.
Yeah.
Nice.
It worked for Applebee, so we just let it happen.
Yeah, we just we
Also, I don't think you technically signed it, did you?
Yeah, that'll be signed.
Nice idea.
It did get-
it was
it
like
did get
some weird
after a
thing
while.
happening.
I don't know if
If you wanted to shake the guy's hand, that was a whole ordeal.
That was
after
all
the
bad.
Yeah, that
fact,
was it. Yeah.
I don't know if you said it as well, but specifically Quinn would look for in there the words that it stipulated that he is going to take the legal ramifications if we become in breach of the contract.
Yeah, he says, yeah,
As long
with-
as that's in there, I'm happy.
regarding the enemy and the
Yeah.
Forge Titan, then yeah, he's clear as day about that. I will also stipulate that it has to be an enemy Forge Titan.
No. See, right here in the contract, what you've written is a Forge Titan.
He clicks and it changes in the contract.
Oh.
Oh, now.
I just signed it as well.
Now I signed it.
Wait, you can just
let's
click
think
and
back to
change
50
contracts even after they've been signed.
No one said they signed it yet.
Oh, okay.
That is true.
Quinn was said he would.
You're like, ow.
Although, if you want to try and capture one here, please be my guest.
I actually think that's worse.
Yes, you'll be in the city of the one that you're capturing.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
a spider, sorry.
in the
Do you want
event,
to change back, dude?
I have a plan.
do we have a clause for in the untimely demise of any party member?
If it's to do with my weaponry, I'll give you 5,000 gold pieces. If one of
Nice.
your party members dies on account of my inventions.
Sweet. And if your workshop goes boom while we're out and you are otherwise disposed,
Then this contract will be enforced.
so
I have executors.
Ah, nice, cool, excellent.
Need to wait for level 3.
Yeah, my mind went to the same place.
Yeah.
Okay, Rodeo, make it quick.
Yeah, he's
Look,
covered in
body.
bullets.
Look at the body. Kill with your machine. Right, you seen it? Fine, right.
Yeah, if you think you can sit back to him in 60 seconds.
Oh,
that's
general
not-
repose.
Yeah, there it is. We had
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, looks like a
Any,
If you guys can finagle that, be my fucking guest.
any any more for any more, or
We're gonna print money.
we're gonna start a little escort thing, escort mission.
yeah.
That sounded wrong.
Yeah, let's go do this.
There's
Sure.
nothing wrong with being an
I
escort.
would
We might not need to take these out into the field.
Yeah, I would like to make it very clear right now. I ain't no mercenary. I am not being paid to use this on other people in a fight that is not mine. I'll take it out for a spin, see what it can do. I don't mind doing that. That's absolutely fine. I will not be paid to take somebody out that ain't got no quarrel with me. If someone comes for us on this job, sure. If I have to defend myself, I can make my peace with that. But I will not go out into that forest and unload this thing onto people who have absolutely nothing to do with me. If you capturing one of those machine things, taking one of those back, fine, whatever. I'm more than happy to cooperate with that, but I will not be taking 6 bodies back to this place.
No senseless murder. God.
Moral compass, everyone.
Yeah.
I have to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, fucking fair
I
enough.
ain't gonna police y'all. I ain't a woman of the law no more. I can't cast judgment on whatever you choose to do, but I want to make my stance clear. And
Well, if it's any consolation, I wasn't planning on senseless killing. I was probably going to just attack animals.
Find 6 corpses and just like make it look like it was them, and we're good.
Right, to the next tinkerer.
let's go.
Oh, have
Oh,
we
yeah.
discussed the fetch quest stuff with him?
No, but you could come back here and we'll discuss that, or we can sort
We
that
can
out.
figure
now.
out the fetch quest.
figure it out.
thing.
Outside the session.
I feel like that's an easier contract.
Yeah.
Than a
We go get
prototype
stuff.
weapon one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go get stuff. Time limit's the only thing to ask.
Yeah.
When would you want it all by?
We've signed it by now.
By the this for the fetch stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Oh, and the testing as well. Contract has been signed, but no time frame was given.
No, it hasn't given you a time frame on this.
Oh, these are just ours.
Yeah, these items are ours
No,
now.
what he is about to explain to us. Yes, before you go out, if you want to come and collect the items, we can go and test them
Oh, we're off. So we're off now.
outside.
We've got a job in the city. We're gonna bring them to see if we
I
get jumped. They'd help.
don't want you using these in the city.
like,
I have rivals here.
So you should have put that in the contract.
Well, you can try and take them if you like.
Well, yeah,
so we're
going.
How are we going
'cause
to
we're gonna
carry
go
them
to
out
the
to the
forest.
city? We could take them under talk.
Yes, your discretion would be very suitable. Yes.
You know what? How about we just go out into the forest now, get that all over and done with, and just go and do the escort mission afterwards.
Sure.
How does that sound to everyone?
Yes,
Sounds great.
Okay, we'll go to the forest now. So yeah, just hand them over and we'll go.
Cool. Give me a deception check.
What? I wasn't lying.
I did.
We're all nodding in the
Help
background.
action.
Yeah.
Assist, whatever the fuck it is.
Nat
Nat
20.
20.
Hey.
Nice. Very well then. Be my guest.
Amazing.
I didn't realise I'd given this back.
Right, I guess we'll go out to the forest.
Cool. Yeah.
We are going to the forest.
We go
That
to the forest.
Is true. Once again, no time frame. This should have been in the contracts.
Let's go before we
Yeah.
start any more arguments with this
Fine.
guy. Let's just get
This
out
guy
of
said we
here.
couldn't use the weapons in the city. We have deceived him to say that we are going straight to the forest.
You're a spider.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not saying it.
I know Reed doesn't like lying.
Oh, yeah.
If
What were
possible-
you worried about?
I don't think we should shoot weapons that are meant to be secret in a city that's fully armored and ready for war.
We're going to try
Just in
not
case we
to.
were planning on it.
As you kind of are packing up here, he's provided boxes for all of these weapons to sort of
Nice.
go in as well for you.
Amazing.
This may be Cal not quite understanding the dimensions of this sword.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a handle and a hilt that if I pressed the button there was a blade.
It is, yeah. But he
Sweet.
provides you with a box for that to go in.
Oh, cute.
It's as has been mentioned, very secretive here.
Nice. Coroner, can you hold on to this box in your bag for me, please?
Right.
Sweet. And the hilt just goes into the robes.
Off we go.
To be heard from again eventually when I need it. I would make sure I am the last one to leave the shop as we're leaving. I just turn around and say, "Have you sent anything to the Dragon's Mouth recently?"
A few suits of clockwork armor.
And I leave.
Right, so we've just got
Cal
a
got
nice
their
magic
backstory
weapons.
document. We can start making references.
Bizarre.
Just say we've got a lot of nice weapons with no time frame to give them back by. Let's
Fucking go.
let's never return. Just sell them to the next tinkerer.
I was going to say, he said only his staff had seen that. I'm off my way to the patency office anyway. Yeah, this is the
We
coroner
made this.
cannon.
The Coronomatic 9000.
Oh god. We should pat on the sword under the coroner cannon just to really fuck
Yeah,
with
really
it.
mess with it. Right, let's go fetch quest.
Yeah, let's go.
We go.
Cool.
Fetch quest.
Before
Let's
this guy
go
changes
quest.
his fucking mind.
Mhm.
Or gives us another
Adventure
contract.
quest. Online.
Cool. You head out of this part of the hammer, you are at the Clockwork Armory at the moment, which takes up one portion of this square that you find yourself in, a little bit further into the hammer than the Street of the Mercenaries, where you encountered the office of the Red Gallant. As you look across this grand square in the centre of the Hammer District, you actually see the other shop you are looking for here. You see Gnomish Gadgetry across the way, similarly outfitted with a lot of moving parts, but this one seems to flow in a very different way. You see all of the sort of moving parts of this building are edged with this sort of blue glow, as you see just the arcane magic of enchantment and arcanism almost bursting out of this building as you head into this vaguely blue glowing building. You see this enormous tri-cog symbol above the door, where each of the cogs looks like a it's 2 cogs, not 3, and each of the cogs looks like a giant G.
GG.
Gnomish Gadgetry. As you head on inside, once again greeted by a large amount of devices. These ones slightly less weaponistic and kind of militaristic. You see here instead a lot of sort of bionic parts. You see like a hand that's sort of scuttling across the ceiling. A few things like that. You see just sort of a vaguely familiar of some eyes you saw earlier, but you see this sort of mechanical eye that's sort of looking around the room. As you head on into Gnomish Gadgetry, you are greeted by an elvish woman as she sort of stands in the door of the shop. She has got a fully bionic arm, and you see over her one eye is a large bionic headpiece that seems to sort of scan you all as you approach her.
I cast Bone Regard.
You see that she has bones.
Who played that game?
She kind of does a small bow to you. Welcome to Gnomish Gadgetry. How can I help you today?
We saw a wanted a job poster for walking a delicate automaton across the city.
Ah, yes. Good. Please. And she kind of gestured you through the shop floor. Takes you to a small desk at the back, where you can see behind this desk a figure is working on something. You see once again a small gnomish figure. You just see like the top of their head poking out from this sort of very short counter, and above the counter you see the most intricate warforged you have seen in any of your lives. You see as all of its insides are exposed exposed. But instead of having the sort of standard Warforged circuitry and sort of moving parts that you'd see in someone like Coroner, every single part of this Warforged is made up of very small, tiny cogs that are all just spinning all the way down from its toes, all the way up to its eyes, which are two spinning cogs in its face. You see this cog-born just standing there, being tinkered on by this small gnomish individual with the tiniest screwdriver you've ever seen, as well as you see him adjusting a very, very tiny screw in one of the legs of this cog-born. As you all approach, you see as on the cog that makes up its neck, its head just rotates perfectly around to observe all of you, and it kind of like then rotates back, looks down and says, "Friend, there are guests here." And you sort of see as this individual that was working on him kind of like jumps back in surprise, not expecting to hear this voice. And you see as a screwdriver flies above the desk as you kind of like, hello there.
Oh, yeah.
We heard you wanted us to walk an automaton.
Yes, that'll be Cogsley.
Man, put some clothes on, Jesus.
Kind of like rotates. This is my form.
It's indecent. Just met. I don't want to see your inner workings.
I am perfection.
I can tell you're doing things for me, but I don't want to try and be working.
Well, sees his like whole upper body then rotates to face a lot of you, his legs still facing the kind of back wall here, as this gnome kind of comes around the desk to greet you. All you see as he is in grubby green overalls, which are kind of covered with like hand smears of oil, and you see similarly to the ones in the other shop, you see a lot of tools in pockets around this jumpsuit as this up to you. Yes, well, Cogsley here is very, very fragile, proprietary tech. Being delivered to the Quench, he's to be shipped off faraway lands to the Arch.
The Arch.
That is
In
a
the Nargoli
city
desert.
in Nargoli.
War.
Yes, and I'm worried that some of my rivals might try and poach him on the way.
We can try and stop that.
You would have to stop that.
We're very perceptive and can defend him from all angles. He will not be in safer hands.
Good. I would expect nothing less from the heroes of Tavern Town, I believe.
Yeah.
Correct.
Why are we famous?
18-minute ballad.
We're known as the Punch Buddies.
Yeah.
That was it, yes. Yes, I think if you could beat that old blighter, what was his name? Harry, Heron, something like that.
Harry Enfield.
I'm
Helig.
sure you'd...
Yeah,
Yes,
really.
Helig! Yes, that's who it was. Heard you split him in half.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. Like,
Well,
Warriors
technically,
lost.
the rhino split him in half. I mean, we could go and get the rhino. What do you think your rivals are going to do to Coggins here?
Steal him, and yeah, steal my designs.
Right.
Well, you can see all of the designs on it.
Well, it's the parts under the cogs that are important.
oh, okay, come on.
Got like a heavy cloak.
More cogs.
Got
Oh
a-
yes, I've already thought of a means to disguise it.
Is there, because obviously if there's kind of lots of moving parts in the front, is there an arcane core in there that we can see? Or is it
Oh
a
my God.
completely different mechanism? No, we're not stealing it off of this guy. No, that's not what I was suggesting.
Oh, sorry, we
I just wanna
failed.
see, is it just a very, very delicately put together Warforged, or is it some other type of contraption?
You certainly don't see the.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call Coroner a contraption, but you know what I mean?
You certainly don't see the
That's
familiar
our
glow
blood.
of the arcane core that most Warforged seem to have.
Okay, so potentially built different.
It might
Can
be built
Can I make an
different.
Arcana check to see if this is arcane at all, or if this is just purely mechanical?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
18.
18.
Wow.
You think a lot of the
Nice.
ideas have been spawned by magical means, but this creature in of itself is wholly magically inert.
Amazing.
Oh wow, okay, so there isn't a core that we would traditionally recognise.
Not really, no.
Interesting.
Is it how would Coroner feel about seeing this
Yeah.
creature and stuff? I don't know.
A bit weird about it,
Yeah.
honestly. At first, you kind of thought, oh, it's just another Warforged. But yeah, as you kind of like hearing kind of these cogs whir and being close to it, you do kind of get this feeling of blankness inside this this creature. Almost in a similar way that you did with the pillar of metal that you found in the basement of the steaming wrench.
Oh, really?
It's a similar void. I won't say it's exactly the same, but you sort of feel that same kind of like pull of this creature has not a lot sort of inside them. And yeah, similarly to that kind of void you felt in the obelisk.
Okay.
Does it count as a creature if there's no magical core?
That's a good question.
Is it a construct or a creature? I guess
That's
we don't know.
Constructs are creatures.
As it, but is it like, is
Oh,
it
right,
a
like a-
machine
yeah.
or is it a living thing?
Very difficult to tell.
Okay.
We could have this debate all day.
Yeah, this is
And
true.
I won't like it.
Okay.
Cogsley.
I'm just very curious about the nature of this.
Yes,
Hiya.
stranger.
Hello, name's Shadow. Do you need to breathe in the same way that we do?
Do I require air, friend? No. No.
Delightful. Bear with.
Yeah, no
Huddle.
idea.
Have we got any way of shrinking this thing so it'll fit in a bag of holding
Took his arms off.
without damaging it?
I've got a pretty good idea of how it goes together.
Point of inspiration for that.
Appleby treating this thing like just really fancy
Lego, yeah.
Appleby just stands there like.
Yeah, I could do this.
Cog goes there.
I've been one of them.
It's a bionicle.
I cannot shrink him, unfortunately.
No, I feel like that's out of my jurisdiction. But how wide can the mouth of a bag of holding go?
It says approximately 5 feet, but this guy is pretty bulky.
Yeah.
Could you slim yourself down to about a 5 foot diameter?
Can I? Probably not. Probably not.
All right, there's Plan B.
This
Plan
thing
A
is more than 5 feet wide.
It's pretty bulky, yeah.
Fuck me running.
How tall is it?
Yeah, what's the
About
is this
7 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
7
Stealth
feet
is not.
taller than 5 feet? What the fucking
That's basically
Chunky
my
bitch.
dimension scaled
yeah.
up.
I'm guessing like it's not like its entire mass isn't like 5 feet wide. I imagine it's like 5 feet wide at the widest point.
Yeah,
it's
is
like
it-
got
is
the
it shaped
Dorito
like a
to-
human? Is Dorito shaped?
Vaguely humanoid, yeah.
Cool. How much for this job of protecting your very unique and worthwhile patented designs from those that would try to steal it from you?
Upon delivery at the harbour, you will gain 3,000 gold pieces.
Who are we delivering them to?
Here you go, and he hands you a delivery manifest that is for one of the ships that will be departing the city this afternoon.
How far is it
Left
from
that
here?
way.
As in, is it like several miles? Is it
It's
just across town?
about a 2-hour walk.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'll-
as long as we keep our wits about us.
I'll pop out a spider form and be like, "Hi, if I
Fuck
take a
yeah,
long
hello.
rest, I can have enlarge or reduce, but I need to sleep for 8 hours."
It leaves in the afternoon.
Yes, we've got to do it
So-
now.
Alright, fair enough. Worth a try.
How long do we have until it has to leave?
It's probably coming up to late morning now, so let's say 6 hours.
6 hours. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
No, is that?
Worth a try.
I
Sorry.
feel like we're capable enough. I feel like we could.
Oh yeah,
Stop
yeah,
it.
yeah. We'll do it while we're in broad daylight as well.
Oh yeah.
What's this disguise you had for him?
Yeah.
He
Tiny hat.
puts a big cloak over him.
Right, perfect, great.
My idea
Yeah.
was I was going to stay as a spider and then like strap it to my back using silk, so it was
One
really hard to
second.
get off me.
Let me try something. I'm going to try and turn into this guy.
Cool.
Oh,
Is it a humanoid? Is it a machine? Because I can turn into Warforged.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You try and turn into this creature, and you give it a pretty good go, but as you're kind of stood there, you notice that you can't get the cogs to move in the same way as this thing. You
Can be see-through.
can't. Yeah, there's no the parts of it where the sort of the cogs would be whirring and stuff. Your body just can't figure out, and you kind of just end up shifting around a little bit, and you sort of just make an approximation of a warforged in this thing's shape.
Do you have a second heavy cloak? How similar do we look? I don't know how well this passes.
Similar enough that
To the untrained eye, if you don't know.
To an untrained eye, certainly you look like a weird warforged.
Could throw them off momentarily.
yeah,
Sure.
that's a good shout.
It's not a bad idea at all.
Matter of fact, we could
Capture
just leave
Quinn.
that one here and take Quinn to the ship.
He gets a free trip to the arch. And we get a fun warforged in the party.
I mean, yeah, Quinn does want to go to Nargoli.
Yeah,
There you
we
go,
have a
there you
quick
go.
way of getting you there.
Is it first class shipping?
There's a box assigned for you at the end.
Yeah.
All right, so we get this guy at the back alley, beat it up, and put him on. Yep, did it. Cool.
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
this is
Should we
doable.
get going?
yeah.
Are we?
Come on,
3,000
Cogsley.
gold.
Are you coming with us? So there's just two of you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess.
I feel like it would be a bad idea to split the party at the
Yeah.
moment.
We
Yeah.
could split sort of like 30 feet apart.
Yeah.
from
I would
each other.
say we spread out a little bit,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not super obvious that we're traveling in one big group. But I think we should all stay within like ISO of each other
My plan
Yeah.
and in
was
shooting range.
to go above on the broom, but if I'm going to be this,
If you're that guy.
do you want my broom for ranged? It's
Can
not,
I-
It's not a tune or anything.
It's not tuned. Okay.
I'll teach you the activation phrase. It's Sylvan for fly, my pretty. I don't know if you speak Sylvan.
Okay,
but
no,
I'll
I don't,
just-
but I'm
I'll
sure
just
I can
say
pick
the
it up.
phrase and just,
Yeah.
just repeat that, and I'll hand you
Cool.
my broom.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, if I go overhead to keep an eye on everything, that's not a bad idea.
Figured you're a sharpshooter, so makes sense.
I can hang out with that creature. I've got enough supportive spells that I can keep pretty safe.
And you might want to have a chat.
Shush.
You two can be
Well, let's
besties.
have. Why don't you and I go with decoy, and then we'll have. How's your healing?
Didn't he really do that much of it?
Cool, new plan. Right, you're with me.
Yep.
You go with Coroner.
I'm good at forming a distraction if anyone needs one.
I'm sure we will.
So we're having
We
a backup
almost
when you're
said
next
we
to
will.
the thing.
I think-
Magnificent.
Figure will be distraction 1, and then if they bypass us and get to the actual package, distraction 2, which I'll leave to your capable creativity.
I will defend the actual package.
No, that makes me more
Right.
worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put this to you, Quinn. Is there anything that Appleby could have said that wouldn't have made you more worried?
Yeah, fair enough.
So, what's the split? Are you actually splitting the party? What's the vibe?
Just like
With
like
30
two
feet
sides.
away.
30
of each
feet,
other.
yeah, so that
But-
it's not super obvious that we're one big group.
We'll walk 30 feet. So I guess myself, Reed, and Shadow will go 30 feet ahead of Coroner, Cogsley, and Appleby, with Rodeo kind of 50-foot flying speed as high as you want to be going around.
With a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I don't think I want that one flying.
Yeah, we'll walk out the door, wait 6 seconds, then go.
Okay.
Nice.
Best of luck.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank
oh,
you, Master.
Should this mission fail, it won't, but should this mission fail,
Are you going to sign another contract?
what happens? Other than you being a bit sad.
I'd be quite upset, and I'm sure your reputation will be ruined.
Nice.
Oh no, my reputation ruined. Yeah, oh fuck. Oh,
That's like-
that would be awful.
That's like the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Nice, cool.
You know what your competitors look like? Have you got like descriptions so we can keep an eye on
Oh,
weirdos?
my main competitor would be the Warforged Workshop.
Oh no, you got pictures of them?
Of what exactly?
Like itches of the people so I can like look them out.
I don't know all
Spy
their
them out.
members of staff, no.
Oh, alright.
But they...
Are they all warforged?
no, they make Warforged there.
Right.
They may employ Warforged.
I'd say they more than likely employ Warforged, Finder Seeker constructs,
Lose
artificers.
a Weeper construct.
Do they have an emblem, a logo?
Yes, it's double W. We think they copied us, though.
Right.
He kind of
Ah.
gestures up to the
Double G.
big G's.
I think this
Seems to be
entire
a
city is
trend.
just made up of plagiarists.
Yeah,
To the
it's-
point where it's like an Ouroboros of who stole what from who.
To plagiarism, the peninsula.
No one has had an original idea in a century. And they're all just copying
Oh,
each
wow.
other.
Now you're getting it.
Yes!
Hey. All right, off we go.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Who's the WW? Sorry.
The Warforged
Right.
Workshop.
Yes.
As you head on out of the... Sorry, who's first here? What's the first
One,
party?
two,
Fake
Yeah, Fake's going first.
with
Me.
and
Shadow.
Shadow. Cool. Nice.
I'm
Classic
going
trio.
ahead,
You're going ahead?
above,
Okay, cool.
kind of. There are other things like flying around in this. It wouldn't be super just weird if there was one person on a broom flying around.
But-
no, not at all.
There's just loads of random shit.
Yeah,
flying
yeah,
around.
absolutely.
But-
you can also pretty easily conceal yourself sort of in smoke clouds and
that's
with
true.
the devices too.
Before we leave, are
Read it.
your competitors expecting you to be moving something today?
Yes.
Right. So why are you doing it today?
Boat leaves tonight.
Yeah. I've got you there.
Okay, could have had a decoy. Oh, it's being moved tomorrow, and then
I can't control my competitor's knowledge.
all right.
There's an age-old saying, Coroner. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Everyone here is after secrets, and
Got any?
this is a pretty big one. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Points
fair
up
enough.
Cogsley.
Yes, yeah.
Who's that?
I'm actually Quinn.
Fuck.
That's really good.
The other one looks to him. You have failed to be friend.
Head explodes.
His laser eyes activate and he demolishes this guy.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's worth asking. Cogsley, you got any way of defending yourself?
A couple.
Pretty useless if he did.
Would you like a Gatling gun?
You actually asking?
I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's start
All
this
the more
shit
reason
show.
for
Let's
me
fucking
and you
go.
to be fucking near it.
Well, good luck and yes, hope to see you again. I've been Kale Talandro.
No, that's his name.
Already gone.
Deal.
No one
He said that as we all left the
Yeah.
room.
I've stopped asking. Reed does ask every NPC.
Well, I'm ready now.
Okay, Kale Talandro.
Kale Talandro.
I
is
love,
his
it. I
name.
love that that was pre-prepared.
I've been Kale Tralandra.
And I've been Kale Talandro.
I mean, to be fair, Appleby enormously approves of that because he always says do the previous spiel before giving them your name as
Yeah.
the big final closer. So, like, it's literally closing the conversation by going, I've been Kale Talandro. Appleby's walking out like, that was a cool motherfucker.
Good stuff.
Lovely
I would like a little chat with this thing before we,
Curly Kale.
before whatever goes down goes down.
That's fine.
Too bad.
All right,
Yeah.
well.
We're already at the boat.
Okay, 3,000 gold.
Cool, yeah, as you set off in the hammer here, the first party sets out about 30 feet in front of the other party.
Coroner, did you want to have the chat before we left the shop, or do you want to talk?
Now do it, Omri.
Cool. Which way would you guys go on the way back? Would you pass through the...
Not through the same district.
Yeah.
Cool, so you'll have to sort of go around and go the other way, so you'll be going back through the billet and then to the quench, which
Cool.
is the
Billet,
resident.
is
That's
that
the
the-
residential
that's the
district.
Maybe a little bit safer.
Rather than going next to all the mercenaries.
Yes.
What district is Bottles in?
Bottles is
In
in the billet as well.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, if you wanted to do a quick stop off either on the way or on the way back.
Cool, yeah, as you
Yeah, I
set
know we're
off...
in the middle of a really important escort quest, but
I need to go
I gotta
see
call
my
him
I got an
back.
XOC.
Yeah.
Takes you about half an hour to get out of the hammer, and you've got about an hour's journey through the billet before about another half an hour or so through the quench. As you journey on through the hammer, could you all just give me a d20 roll, please?
Nothing added to it.
Nothing added.
I've not rolled anything 10 or above this whole session.
That's unfortunate.
That was the map.
Okay.
15.
3.
Oh.
11.
18.
7.
13.
Cool.
Excellent spread.
Yeah, it was good.
Good
well
spread indeed. As you head through the Hammer, you are unassaulted here as you make a unconspicuous route through this district, very much avoiding the mercenary area that you were in earlier that has the Office of the Red Gallant Inn, as you then find yourself in the billet. The tone of things almost immediately changes here as you are out of the shadow of the Forge Titans as you enter the residential district, as things are a bit more calm here, a bit more slow paced. You see sort of coffee shops around and a more kind of relaxed vibe here. The gadgets here are much more about the creation of things. You see a small little device that's you see like a little automated teapot floating through the sky. As it hits into a spoon, and the spoon begins to sort of get trapped inside the teapot and is sort of stirring it infinitely as it then floats off away from the lot of you. As you pass to the billet, one more D20 check a piece, please.
Through this whole
Oh my
journey,
God.
No.
the hood is up, so any attempts to perceive me are at dis-
Cool.
Snap.
Oh, the billet. So I've noticed, obviously, it's all Forge names, right? So
It's
you've
all
got the
Forge
quench, the hammer,
references.
the billet.
Yep.
What is a billet again?
The billet is this is quite clever actually, because the billet is the piece of metal that you use to shape into the item that you're blacksmithing.
Nice.
But a billet is also a name for a place where people stay,
Yeah.
Especially
I
military
was going
people.
to say, it's military barracks, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
called the billet.
That's smart.
I like that. Nice one, Al.
Clever boy.
It's like the metal box that they put the.
If you were making Damascus, the
Yeah.
billet would be made of the the thing filled with
Yeah.
like metal filings or whatever.
Have an inspiration.
Thanks. I'll use it on you brutally.
Nice.
So you pass the billet D20.
2.
5.
16.
2.
10.
Fuck me.
Two?
Running.
Well, you're all right because you not wanting high things here, 19 or a 20.
Oh.
So yeah, you
Oh, okay.
pass
We're actually wrong.
right through the majority of the billets
We did that
unmolested.
Can I? Yeah, Omri, just quickly to this thing.
Yes.
to-
Have your
can
chat
I
while it's quiet.
ask you a question, friend.
Of course, friend, stranger.
Trying to keep so that it can't be heard by Appleby. Like.
Appleby's fully listening. If
I'm trying not to be heard by Appleby, who's like creeping behind
well,
you. like-
Appleby's been told to accompany just Coroner and this thing, and if they're having a private conversation, Appleby is listening.
Could you give us a moment, Appleby?
No.
Right.
Share it with the class,
I
Coroner.
don't want to.
Oh my
Without
goodness.
skipping
Are the two of you close friends?
Oh, very.
waivers?
Is he making small talk?
Those are two separate answers.
Yeah, separate feelings. Do you, my friend? Do you ever like feel?
Sorry.
Do you ever feel something like some kind of presence, just like there in the back of your mind?
Sometimes.
I feel the excuse me.
Sorry.
I feel
Occasionally. Sorry. You carry on.
apologies, friend, stranger.
Sorry. You go. You go.
I sometimes feel the presence of my friend when he is tinkering.
All right, no worries. And that's it. Interesting.
Cool. Kind of keep plodding alongside. As you get to the lead group was the fake
Sorry.
Yeah.
robot, right?
That's stupid.
Do I see
love
anything from
you.
like 60 feet up in the air?
Ooh, good point. Give me a perception check.
Do I get advantage for being 60 feet
Yeah,
up
sure.
in the air? Oh my god, that's legendary 2s?
Strike
That's
a
a
7
seven.
right now.
Fucking
hell.
It's
Wow.
2 time.
Legendary 2s. That's not great.
What does
It's a
that come out
7.
as? A 7? Cool.
There's a sick bee nearby.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not used to flying. I'm still figuring this shit
It's
out.
quite smoggy up here as well,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of trying to
There's the
avoid
little-
the
the little guys
devices.
everywhere.
Yeah. You get hit in the face by like a saucer at one point.
Yeah.
You're flying above here, and
I'm doing my best just to not fall off.
Yeah, basically. As you guys approach the gate of the city district limit here, as you pass into the Quench, could you all just give me a perception check?
Is this just a regular one?
Perception check, yeah?
Please.
Oh my god, that was a 1!
No.
Radio
Is that
can't
crit
see
fail
shit.
for you as
Crit
well?
fail.
Nice.
12.
18.
16.
13.
We're gonna get ambushed so fucking bad.
Cool.
I don't know
I
that
don't
number on a
have-
dice.
Crit fail.
I don't have an inspiration or anything, so I can't.
As a lot of you pass through this gate, Quinn... Was it Quinn, Reed, and Shadow at the front one?
Yeah.
Quinn, Reed, and Shadow, you all see as a figure drops down seemingly from the sky in front of you into the center of this street. A large war construct, a warforge with a WW emblazed upon its chest in this gold
Oh, it's those
filigree.
guys.
Counterspell.
You see as it lands in
Evaporates.
you see as it lands in front of you, raises its cannon arm up towards you, and looks at are you invisible?
No, I can't do that. I can only do it once.
Looks directly at you and says, "Give us the construct now or face the consequences."
Oh. Alright. What
Repeat. Give us the construct now or face the consequences.
They say us. There's one of them.
They say us.
Cool. Head whipped around.
Cool.
Obviously, what
Give me
if I allow
Give me another perception check, just a standard.
14.
14. You see a few glints of metal in the shadows.
I will come quietly. Doopa doopa.
Oh no!
Cool. You see as
Can you
the
say this, assume loud enough that everyone else can...
Yeah.
you see as the cannon begins to train onto you, and this thing begins to it's about 20 feet in front of you at the moment, begins to walk slowly towards you.
Do we have an idea of what's going on at this point?
From 30 feet back, yeah, if you could all give me a perception check at advantage as you're kind of keeping an eye on this.
There it is, nat 20.
Oh my
Nice.
god. 17.
Coroner, you immediately
I need
see
to roll better. and better.
this figure drop down from one of the rooftops ahead. You're a bit too far back to call out a warning in time, but yeah, you certainly see as this figure is now approaching the
Decoy.
With that 20, do I see anyone else?
Oh, good point. Yeah, you see at least one from where you are at the back here. You can see at least one warforged on the building of a roof, lying down with some kind of firearm pointed towards either Reed or Quinn.
Okay. Right.
We should have put Quinn at the front. Quinn, you should have swapped with Coxley.
All right. I'm just going to roll with it. Let's get Quinn to safety, and I'm going to try to stealth and go down like a different route and try to avoid these guys.
Cool.
Yeah,
just on your own here.
Keep low.
No, I'll start stealthing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if y'all give me a group stealth check, as the three of you see as another warforged comes out from a sort of nearby alleyway, a much smaller figure. You see, not a war construct, just a warforged here, as this figure begins to come towards you with this large pair of these kind of cog encrusted manacles.
I will come quietly. No need for manacles.
Thought I was going somewhere.
Does
horny.
anyone have an inspiration?
I don't know. No. Oh, did I get one for tea?
You got an inspiration for tea,
I
yeah?
have one.
Oh, I actually have
That's
an
nice.
inspiration as well, and I'm with you. So take my inspiration.
That's better.
thought that was a great better.
Yeah, me too.
It was
another
before.
one. Yeah.
Oh, right.
legendary, but much better, thank you. Stealth, 12.
18,
12, 18, cool.
and we're with the real Coxley.
Rodeo, what did you get for stealth as well?
Rodeo's in the sky.
Oh, Rodeo's in the
Yeah,
sky.
I'm up
You're
in the
you're
sky,
just looking
mate.
down. Yeah. So the two of you. Oh, and I need to roll for Cogsley's stealth. Nat 20.
Hey.
Stealth mode engaged. Pulls the cloak a little bit like over his head. He does up the fastening at the front and then continues to walk in the exact same manner.
mechanical whistling as well.
Yeah. But somehow
He's like a
very convincing.
character. Sneaking behind the two of you. You
just back alley somewhere away from here.
cool. Yeah, you
Okay.
dip out of a little back alley and begin making a more circuitous route towards the Quench district. I'd say the two of you, and Cogsley were just on the other side of like the district gate. So you've kind of gone into the Quench in a slightly different way.
Cool. Okay.
I
Not through the
assume
main
from
district
above, I would have seen them.
You pretty clearly, you'd actually your perception check beat. I think. What did you guys get for stealth?
12.
Yeah, you would have beaten Coroner's stealth
Yeah.
check. So yeah,
Okay,
from
yeah.
your
So
vantage
if I,
point, you
yeah,
can see.
I see them go down another route, and I'm like, okay, fine, that's cool.
Cool.
I will do my best to keep an eye on them from where I am, but I'm going to be focusing on Quinn and the others for now.
Cool. This figure's coming over towards you with these
Cool.
big manacles. Seems to have ignored your
Two
last
questions.
statement.
How close is he to the other big Warforged? Are they next to each other in a line?
This big
perhaps?
Warforged has come out to you about 10 feet. There will be a point where the two of them will be in a line as this thing comes in front of you and is about 10 feet in front of this other Warforged as it goes to put these manacles on
No.
you.
Any?
I'm just going to start stepping back away
Away.
from them because
Yep.
so far everything you've said is that they are not looking at me or engaging with me. So
They're
I'm just
definitely
gonna
not
start-
focused on you. At the
I'm
moment.
just going to start moving away enough that if shit hits the fan, I'm at least not in melee.
You begin to back off slowly. As you start moving, you see as the Warforge, the big Warforge sort of like clocks you, but doesn't like move towards you. Their gun's still trained on Reed at the moment.
No. Actually, point that thing at me. They're very, very small. That's not very nice. You're here for them. Point that thing at me.
It kind of like shrugs, and you see as the blade goes inside its arm, the cannon goes inside its arm. They switch places, and then he points the cannon at you.
Sick.
Cool, nice one. Thank you.
I'm not
Why the
going.
fuck did I just say that?
I'm not going to move my hands in any way.
Yeah.
So they'll help. I'm going to use my other sorcery point for a subtle spell.
Nice.
As soon as he's like 10 feet away from me, subtle spell, rhymes, binding ice, 30-foot cone of cold. Just
Nice.
Very
Cool. What do they need to do with that?
Constitution saving throw DC 17, please.
Cool. For the little one, gets a 10 and fails.
Cool.
Big guy gets a 16, which
Nice.
fails as well.
Fails by 1. That is going to be shit damage,
Oh,
but I was
man.
mainly
Oh, no.
after the other effect. 6 points of cold damage to each of them.
Cool.
And they are both frozen in place and require an action to break out. And then I
Nice.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
And then you what, sorry?
turn and run, but I assume initiative, kind of.
Yeah, so yeah, at that point, initiative busts open. This guy is frozen in place, but is right in your face. If you could all roll initiative, please.
Frozen in place, but he's right in your face.
I got one good roll. So.
Or before we look at these, and this is with you. You can roll it if you want. We can roll initiative next time because I think as we go into this combat, I'm going to call the session here.
Yeah,
so
I'll
you
roll
can
it
keep
next
the initiatives.
I'm going to keep the roll that I rolled now.
Okay,
Which was
you've got.
18.
It's got to be a group decision.
Fine.
Everyone keeps it, or everyone.
I'll
or you can roll it.
no,
away.
keep it.
I've not rolled yet. What's everyone got so far?
I got a 15.
I got 18.
16.
12.
Cool.
That's all
What I
above
think-
a 10.
Yeah, cleric's not so bad towards.
Yeah.
Also
keep it.
going in the
I'll keep
opposite
it.
direction.
Cool, keeping them.
See what I
Nice.
get. 12.
12, cool.
Nice.
I'm going to roll mine next session, but if y'all could note down what you got here, that is where we're going to call it as you are confronted by the Warforged of the Warforged workshop. As you've just come into the Quench district. As you see this kind of combat go from threatening to this magic being unleashed, you do see as the city guard begin to move. There was 2 of these enormous constructs on either side of the gate, and you see as they begin to shift around the fight, and they begin to raise their arms, and you see emanating from their hands a magical force field begins to expand out from their hands, and you'll see what the effects of that are next session as you've incited combat within Nemesis. So yeah, thank you very much to my lovely players for playing. Thank you very much to the viewers for viewing. Thank you to our patrons. Yeah, you led some lovely nat 20s and other things. So thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for
Use that.
everyone else. I've actually done all my thank yous.
Thank you, Elliot.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah,
I'm going to try and
thank
kill
you,
you.
Elliot. That
next
was
time.
That was really
Nice. Yeah. Go check out all of the links down below. We've got some cool things down there. But would anyone like to do a specific plug before we go off?
Plugless.
Wildcat Uzi.
Yeah, listen to Barcat Woozy.
Best band in
There's still
Nemesis.
tickets available.
There are actually. We're playing a show at Thekla. in April.
Thekla. It's a boat in Bristol. It's super fucking
Come on
cool.
the boat. So
Yeah.
if
They'll be on a boat.
you come to the show, every Heroes Grove member there will shake your hand.
Yeah, and you can vote
Maybe.
for Tom's band in a cool battle for the bands.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we
Hell
win,
yeah.
we get money.
Yeah.
And we'll shake your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, check out Jams Can Draw on Twitch.
Yes,
And-
that's me. If you follow me on Twitch, I am currently doing a fundraiser drive for the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund.
Yes.
I stream every Thursday evening, and at the moment we're doing a fundraiser drive. So if you tune in, you can donate to the fund via my Twitch channel. All the money goes straight to the charity. It doesn't go through me. It doesn't go through Twitch. They don't take a cut. So you know that all of your money is going to a good cause.
Oh, that's amazing.
And if you donate $10 or more via my Twitch channel, I will draw a little something for you as well, just as a little thank you. Obviously, you know, any dollar amount goes towards a good cause, and you're doing an absolutely great job, and it's very much appreciated. But yeah, big donations will get a little prize.
Oh,
in
some
return.
A good
So,
feeling
check
and
it out.
some art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's not to like?
And a kiss on the forehead from me.
And a kiss on the forehead. Wow. You heard it here first. Well, without further ado, I think we're going to close the sesh there. Come back next week for some Pirates of Kalhimar. Fuaro just got spoilered. So yeah,
Redacted.
if you want to know what happened, you'll have to, I guess, fucking check it
Someone
out.
told me how how the Godfather ends. We're party at level 19 now.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So
Crazy.
broken.
From evading the gallants, you're going to get
Oh, yeah.
100 EXP.
Whoa.
4,050. We're on.
You're
Yeah.
too low. You should
Yeah,
be
what?
3,950.
Okay.
Now on 4,050.
Cool,
So
sweet.
that's
I
some
accept
of
that.
But yeah.
It'll be for the session I missed.
Yes. But yeah, come back next time. I think the next Ellseworld session is actually going to be in 3 weeks' time. We're doing a week off after the next pirate session. So yeah, come join us for that. I've been Elliot, and this has been Ellseworld. Go lie
Can't
down
that.
on your mossy bed at the Grove, take a long rest, and most important of all, stay grovy. I wasn't actually ready to end the stream
Oh, no.
at all.
Oh, no.
This happens every single week. Bye,
Sweet
everyone.
dreams, sleep tight.
Bye.
Bye.